right, so I'm going to start this one off by saying, fuck Florida.
There you go.
And it's the impromptu start to all my... and the only time I ever look at the camera is to say, what's up, anyone listening or watching or whatever the fuck. This is... Oh, I swear, by the way. I'm sorry.
What?
That's our,
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
oh my fucking god.
Yeah.
Hey,
Oh my
I
stars
swear.
and garters.
I've never heard that one before, so that's
Right?
good. Let me get these levels real quick, going down a little there. Okay, cool. So, this is a Triggerman Podcast, episode 16. I looked it up this
16.
time.
So that
Fuck
means we're
yeah.
sweet.
16 and sweet. Sweet 16.
Sweet 16.
I got it. Sorry, it took a second.
There it is.
All right. And my guest today, two people that, well, apparently I've met you before, but I'm going to say two people I've never met before that I invited into my house, which is kind of creepy.
Easy enough.
Yes.
Well, when you put it in that context.
Shout out your names for everybody, and what do you do?
Sure. So I'm Alexx Calise. I am an independent musician, and I'm also the assistant. It's such a long title. Assistant manager of social media marketing
Sounds more
and
intimidating.
artist relations.
See,
at
it-
GHS Strings.
It is not that long.
It's pretty long.
That's a mouthful.
It
Right.
is, I know.
Yeah. This is John Moody. I'm also an independent musician and also Alex's boss.
Oh, shit, son.
Which is the manager of digital brand development and product development at GHS Strings. See, mine's more important, so it's harder to remember.
But,
Like, she
you
just
start
gets
off with,
marketing,
like,
social
I'm
media.
your boss.
I like that. Alex's boss. That should just
So
be
you
on your
shut
card.
your
That should
mouth.
be.
Right?
That's on the front of the card, and on the back is like the long whatever. Yeah, this is what I actually do. Like, and what
Right.
these people are to me, I guess, or you guys are to me, is you are my GHS string reps for GHS Strings.
That's true.
Guitar company. They're right there.
Right there.
I use the big core nickel rockers because I like fat strings, but yeah, no, it was weird. It was a weird. I want to try and rewind a bit to see can I bring it back to I don't know how we met, but we met
I don't
somewhere.
remember either.
It's probably a show somewhere, probably doing something, and as you said, like many people, you gave me a card, and I was like, that sounds like me. All right.
You make a mobile out of them. Like a, you
Did
know,
I give you
a
that
whole
many?
business- No. I'm saying I had a friend actually that and I've known him for years, and he would give me a card every time that I saw him. So I would joke
Wow.
with him like, I should make a mobile out of all the cards that you've given me.
Nice.
Give them back. Be like, hey, dude.
Yeah, I'd be
Which
like,
side?
That or what-
I know you, buddy.
That or what you do is when he gives you one, you're like, oh, let me give you one of mine. Then you actually give it back to him.
there you go.
Or just have a stack of his cards
Exactly.
in your pocket, just to be weird. Like, so, like,
right.
yeah, I'm like a.
You're like, sweet,
call
I've
that?
got
I'm
my
a
collection up to
catfisher.
12
Yeah.
now.
yeah. Collect them all.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, and then whatever happened, as I was saying to you guys earlier, making the delicious coffee.
Yes.
Just getting like artist endorsements for musicians is super fucking hard. I
Right.
know, I do it all the
Right.
time, and then next thing I kind of joke. I might have said it in the podcast before. I joke about it. Then one just kind of fell on my lap with
Right.
Instagram.
Right.
So I was like,
Yeah.
I didn't even know it was real though. That's the thing. Like I thought, because I get, if I check, you know, the inbox that isn't your direct inbox on Instagram.
yeah, the one that just kind of shows up.
It's the weird one. Like,
Right.
I look in there sometimes and it's kind of like, oh, that's scary. I'm going to not go in there again. I think that was where I saw your message and I was like, someone trying to give me free shit. It's not real. They're trying to
Yeah.
get money on me.
Right,
Like,
right.
Send all your money to a South African bank account or something.
Just send
shit
us
like
your
that.
credit card for shipping.
Yeah,
Why is the
exactly.
shipping $100? It's a set of
Right?
strings.
Yeah. It's like, send us your bank account.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
your social security number.
And that's where you like contact me. Sorry, I'm so unprofessional. God damn it.
Not
I
at
suck.
all.
So usually what we do is we transfer all those kind of endorsements over to our South African prince.
Yeah, right.
That's once you empty,
Right.
or once I empty my bank account. Like, so-
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it was cool. And then I think I got talking to you, and that was it. And I followed you online, and I saw you. And the next thing, a bunch of fucking strings ended up in my house, and I was like, "This is real.
Yeah, like, wow, that really did happen.
Either this is the worst scam ever, or
Right?
or they give me free shit, or not." No, but it was great, and I really appreciate it, and thank you very much. Because like honestly, I know a lot of like young musicians and young kids and stuff watch
Right.
or listen to this as well, and they're like, "Oh, how do I get?" And because I got that after I got the,
Oh, sure.
the GHS thing. Oh, how do you get a endorsement in anything? And I'm like,
Give out
Yeah,
your business card to
give out your
random
business-
people.
yeah,
Right.
and I don't know, so it just
Well,
happens. Like,
Yeah, because you have a really good social media following, and because I was following you on Instagram, and I'm like, oh yeah, Jimmy, and I'm like, I know I met him somewhere, but yeah, I'm like,
Yeah.
he would be good for it, and
and it's LA. Where are you from?
I'm from Michigan.
Oh,
So,
sorry about that.
I mean, it all depends,
Okay.
you know. Right now, the
He's the
weather's
mayor.
actually pretty. The mayor. Ooh.
He is actually.
Actually, where was that? Oh, Summer Nam, when we were walking around, because I kept running into people, and
Yeah,
Alex
you
was
are
like,
the
"Are you the
mayor."
mayor?"
Was that in
Yeah.
Michigan this year?
No, it was in Nashville.
Okay, yeah, because that's where it is every year, right?
Summer Nam, yes.
Summer Nam, yeah.
Yep.
And then Anaheim for the Winter Nam. So.
Yeah,
Yeah, for the big dance.
when it's still sunny and beautiful. But
Right.
Right.
And anyone that doesn't know what NAM is, I can never remember what it is.
I think it's North
National-
American, or no, National Association of Music
Manufacturers.
or Music Merchants.
something like that.
Yeah.
easy enough.
Merchant sounds
Put it
better.
in the comments.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
If anything, it's, as I say, funnily enough, Disneyland's next to it, but it's the Disneyland for musicians.
Yeah,
It's just,
Yeah.
or I do like the Super Bowl for the music industry.
yeah. I did the one in Germany.
Oh, Music Messe?
That was my very first experience because, as I told you, I worked in like instrument retail for like
Yeah.
15
Oh,
years.
sure.
So I was given like a blank check and I was sent to Germany, and I was said like I got not for me, my store. I did an Ibanez deal.
Oh, okay.
It's cool. So like, here's X amount of thousands of euros and
Right.
buy us guitars. I'm like, fucking right, I will.
Yeah.
This is so
Okay.
much fun. So yeah, when I went there, I was like, this is fucking nuts. And then when I came over here and I went to NAMM for the first time, I was like, oh, it's the same fucking thing.
Yep.
Only, if anything, it might be even smaller here, but like the Mesa is, it's retarded. I'm taking that word back. I don't care.
Right.
I
Yeah,
don't mean it in a
take it
derogatory
back.
sense.
Right.
You say whatever the fuck you want. I don't care. If I don't agree with it, that's my problem.
Exactly.
But yeah, no, that's fun. Like, so, and how long have you been working with GHS then?
I've been there for slightly over 5 years now.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
So
Actually,
you kept a job.
what?
You actually kept a job as a
I-
musician.
You
That's
know,
pretty impressive.
I've always been one of those people that just jumps into something just because it's one of those. I'm like, it seems easy enough. What's the worst that could happen?
Yeah, but also you're like super talented bass player, and I'm only saying that because I saw your Instagram and I went, I'm not touching bass anymore.
Yeah, but no, I actually started out in Alex's position, and that's when it was originally just social media, period. And then just finding out that, if you do anything with social media in any of these music companies, it does bleed into artist relations a lot.
Yeah.
Because if I need to actually post something from artists, it's probably easier that I actually contact the artist, which is actually how she and I actually originally met, because it was right when your album Addition by Subtraction was coming out.
Yeah.
And I just did the reach out thing of like, hey, this is John. I'm the social media muscle at GHS. If there's anything I can do for you, you just let me know.
And she's like, give me a job, motherfucker.
That came later.
It was a long time
That was a
coming.
year later.
I really worked this one.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
That's how you build relationships.
Yeah.
You just like,
Yeah.
you sink your hooks in, you just...
Well, I mean,
exactly.
The thing is that she and I really work really, really well together. Like all the ideas we've ever had between each other, it's one of those, we'll kick a ton of ideas around. A lot of them may not work, but it's those ones that it's like, okay, that one didn't work, but it led to this other idea that was fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
So it was last March or so when we were just having some issues, with the
you
old
do.
social media guy, and I'm like I usually do, I vent to people I trust, and so I vented to my best friend, and she's like, you know what we need to do? Actually, I believe it was that exact tone too, but because she'd always been like just top notch with her social media stuff for her project as well. So, and I mean, it was just kind of, we just kicked the idea around, and then it started with this thing last October or so when we were looking to cut corners at NAMM, like, because it's retarded how much it costs.
Oh, yeah.
See,
Yeah.
there,
Oh, shit.
I'm using the
Yeah,
word
there
for
you
you
go,
too.
yeah.
You guys need to
appreciate
put at
it.
least like 5 cents into a jar every time you say it
Right.
to, pay somebody. I don't know.
No, I'm
Right.
not doing that. I'm sorry.
Right.
I'm taking
I mean,
it back.
it's,
Yeah,
and
take
this
it
was
back.
this was the first year that I actually got to do all the logistics for it, which was cool that my boss trusted me with all that.
Go back because now I'm interested. Okay, you got to like get the stall and do all the
Yeah.
counting and the like.
Oh my
why,
God.
Why that interests me? Because every time I go to NAMM, I'm looking at like the guys with the boots that take up like nearly an entire block of.
Right.
the
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, how much did that fucking?
Well, you got to
cost?
remember
Like,
that stuff. It's all
insane.
square footage, So if
Yeah,
you get
yeah.
and ours is a 20 by 40 booth, so that's 800 square feet.
Yeah.
That's not cheap, and that's just for the booth. Then if you've got electric, you got to pay somebody to do that, and then you also pay for how much electric you actually draw.
to run to the boot.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
How much do you pay per day
is-
for vacuuming? Tell them
Oh yeah,
how much you pay
one of
for
the
that.
What?
ancillary things for vacuuming was they would do this. They would do the first one free on Thursday, but every day afterwards was like $80 for them to vacuum.
vacuum a
yeah.
small-
So I got my assistant
You're
to
damn
go
right.
and
I'm like,
grab.
I'm stealing EMG's vacuum.
I mean, that's what we always do anyway.
Yeah.
So I didn't feel bad about sending you over that way. It was funnier when you were looking originally like, you know what? I'm going to take it from Ernie Ball. I'm like, whoa.
How dare you?
Right?
So, but no, I did all
wouldn't
that.
Be funny. It's like, I'm from GHS. Like, can we
Right.
borrow your vacuum?
You want
Yeah.
a boot to look nice.
Yeah.
So, but from that, we're looking at how much it'll cost because it even costs just a ton of money to get one of us out there. For
no
me to
shit.
fly from Michigan
And stay there.
to there.
Did you stay in the
staying
Hilton?
there. No, no. Now I stayed this year at the Wyndham.
Yeah, we were about a mile down, so we just walked every day.
Yeah, which
Come on,
Actually,
GHS. Fuck me.
Yeah,
No,
right.
it has nothing to do with GHS because normally the boss likes the DoubleTree by Hilton, which is just behind the other
Yeah,
Hilton,
yeah.
which is even better because you could still walk to all the other stuff, but
without
you don't
the
have to
chaos.
deal. Right.
Yeah.
So, but no, it's just how the booking for all the hotels and everything there is just how it's handled. It's just if you're not there, it's one of those things like the old radio things of like call in our number 85 will win 3 tickets to this, and and then just immediately if you're not in there and you don't have speed dial or something, it's like you have no chance.
You're not in it. You
It's one
can't
of
win
those.
it.
Yeah, exactly.
So one of the ideas I had was, why don't we hire one of our artists out to do this? And then, they can just drive from LA. It won't cost us that much. We can pay them a certain amount and stuff. And, the boss said, do you have anybody in mind? I'm like, fuck yeah, I do.
So basically,
And
it's
then-
location.
Yeah.
Well, that helped.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but then like early December, the boss came up to me. He's like, we're going to let the other social media guy go. And I'm like, okay. Then he just like very nonchalant. He's like, you think Alexx wants it? And I'm like, is the Pope Catholic?
Right, exactly. Does a bear shit in the woods?
Does the Pope shit in the woods?
Yeah, right.
Probably if he has to. I'm not going
Is that a holy shit?
It's a holy shit.
Oh, I like it.
Right?
That's the shit I like.
Yeah.
So what were you doing up until, if you don't mind me, you don't have to divulge any
Panhandling.
panhandling.
Panhandling in front of 7-Eleven. No.
Yeah.
So I own a
Freeway
kids.
exits.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I own a kids party company, and then a lot of the money that I make too is from licensing. So I do a lot of stuff for film and television.
Really?
Yeah.
Let's talk.
I was gonna say we'll
I-
talk more about it.
Yeah, I actually I can't announce it. Fuck. I might have licensed one of my songs to damn it, I can't talk about it.
It's okay. No,
I'll talk
I
no, like, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm really excited. I can't. I've been holding on to it for a fucking month, and the company hasn't announced it yet. So
is it a licensing company or publishing?
no,
or?
it's that's why I need to talk to you then about it.
Okay.
So it's basically like a brand and I can't. It's just something, and they contacted me to ask could they use it, and basically if it's used, it'll be used a lot.
Okay, so
with
it's a brand that contacted you directly.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the best way to do it.
I
Actually,
need to talk to you about
okay,
this.
yeah,
Damn it,
definitely.
when I can't talk about it, I'm looking for. I'll tell. I can't wait till this is over now, so I can tell you about this.
Yeah.
But anyway, go on. So you were working in licensing and.
Yeah. So I work with a bunch of different licensing agencies and everything to license my music. And then I own a kids party company, and then I just do just like you. I mean, like we all
Hustling.
do all kinds of hustling in order to
Dude,
stay afloat.
I've done everything. I talk
Yep.
about this all the time. It's so funny. Like why did I mention that last night? Oh, I was watching Storage Wars. Storage Wars New
Uh-huh.
York. Dude,
Yeah.
fucking obsessed. I've watched the Texas one. I've watched wherever the other one was, and then I'm on New York now. I'm an old man. I don't give a fuck. Whatever.
Right.
But we're watching it for like a day or two, and there's these two dudes. Like they're dudes. They're like just dudes. And we're sitting there. I was sitting there with Ashley, and goes, "Oh, really interesting. Yeah, that guy's whatever. That guy's," and goes, "They're a gay couple, and that girl's out." And she's like, "What?" Because, those two guys, that's a gay couple there, and this girl is about. No, well, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, no, you don't understand. So, rewind years ago, I worked in West Hollywood, in an underwear store.
Well,
okay.
So let's explain that. In West Hollywood, it's basically, I guess it is the capital of gaydom, or
Yeah.
if you are, especially apparently like in the 90s and stuff, it was a safe haven for gay people to come and live. I even lived
Right.
there for a few months. It was awesome. I ended up working in a store, in a gay underwear store, because I ended up building it, and then the owner was like, "Hey, I couldn't notice that you're really good with people." I'm like, "Yeah, they're fucking people.
Right.
Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
care.
yeah.
Like, whatever. As long as they're not killing anyone, I don't care. What do you
Yeah.
mean?" He goes, "Well, you sold some stuff and our store wasn't even open." And I was like, going, "Yeah, because they wanted to fucking buy it. Like,
Right.
what the fuck?
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't care. Like,
should I get it back?
That mankini looked real good on that guy.
Yeah, right.
So he was like, "Would you be interested in retail?" And the first question, like, it is West Hollywood. I know I'm veering away, but this is what
No,
podcast
it's okay.
fun.
Right.
So the first question they asked is like, "Are you by any chance like he's like, you're not gay. And goes, no. It goes, would you be interested in working? It goes, yeah. Like,
Right.
why is that
Sure.
even
Yeah.
a fucking thing on the
Well, some
thing?
people,
Like,
I guess, would be weird about that. You know, some people, but you know.
I grew up in, as most people know, I grew up in Ireland. So as well as like whatever about being gay, there wasn't even black people where I was
sure.
from. Like, so, and like I'd always tell a story about the only time I ever saw a black person or like an Indian person is if we went to the hospital, because they'd be the fucking
Right.
doctors.
Oh,
Right.
okay.
And they would have the accents and stuff like that. So like gay people and like lesbian people and
Right.
LGBT, like whatever, that just wasn't a thing. Like, so
Right.
you wouldn't even know about it. I had to ask my friend what the giant word was for girls that liked each other. I was like, what was that again? Lesbianians? And he goes, no, lesbian. Like, okay, cool, awesome, moving on.
Right.
Oh, look, a black person in the hospital. Oh my god. Now it's completely different. We have
Right.
like
Oh, sure.
super ethnic diversity and like millions of people all over the place. But when I moved to West Hollywood, I came just with that same approach. Like, don't care what these fucking people do.
Right.
Don't care. I just
Right.
want to make money and
Yeah.
everyone be happy. And then it turned out I worked there for like 2 years and they fucking loved me. And it was just this weird fucking thing that as a musician, you just like, you gotta do whatever you gotta do.
Oh, yeah.
Sell whatever you gotta sell.
Right.
And then everyone became interested and intrigued and I handed out business cards and fucking... I still talk to some of those people today, and it's just like this weird thing that we all have to do as musicians, especially in LA. I noticed.
Yeah.
You come here, and the hustle is real. Like, shit's
Oh,
expensive.
yeah.
Fucking surprisingly, alcohol is not that expensive in comparison to Ireland. I don't think. But like just like rent and staying healthy and alive, and like the diversity of people, I think you get a lot out of being a musician, being here and having to do the grind work. Like we were talking,
Right.
Right.
planning party companies for kids.
Yeah,
What?
it's like I never thought I
The
would
fuck
do
outta here.
anything like that.
I hate kids. I'll still fucking do
Lies.
it.
Yeah, right.
Lies. You were
Yeah,
sitting
I've
there when you were a
dreamt-
kid. You was like, you know what I want to do? Dress up as a princess.
Well, you know, my
for
mom
kids."
Pretend
loves-
to be a musician.
Just so I can. Yeah.
What a weird way to go about it.
I know,
Like,
Yeah.
right? Well, my mom, she always jokes with me. She's like, you know, because, you know, when I was growing up, when I was a kid, she's like, you know, she would ask me, what do you want to be when you grow up? And I'm like, oh, Cinderella. And she's like, now your dreams have come true. Like, oh, God.
There you
You're
go.
so right.
Is there any weird shit you've done as a musician? I'm just sorry, I'm on a
Anything
tangent
weird
now.
shit? You know, I mean, I've been really lucky in that I grew up. Both my parents were musicians,
Oh wow.
so the first thing they said is,
I thought
"Don't
were-
you ever go into music."
Yeah. They're the smart ones.
So yeah, right, yeah. So I showed them. I went into art instead because that's so much more lucrative.
Right?
So no, I worked at a print company for the longest time, but I've been very lucky in that most of the jobs I've done have been in the creative field, like stupidly lucky. Like when I was in college, my summer job actually was, I ended up working at a theme park, playing in a house band for the whole
Shit.
summer. So while everyone else is going flipping burgers or doing whatever they got to do for it, I'm sitting there getting drunk, playing on stage 6 shows a day, 6 days a week,
Wow.
making money hand over fist. And then I come back to college, be like, "Hey guys, how was summer?" And they're just all like,
You're like counting your
Yeah.
fucking lunch money. I think I'll have a fillet today.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's and you get used to that kind of stuff. So I mean, I did that for a couple years, and I worked at a record store for a bit. So again, it was still, at that point, I was like, this is I am real life Clerks now.
Yeah.
Right
Yeah.
now, this is
that
me.
movie.
Yeah.
Try not to suck any more. Oh no, was that Clerks? No, that was what was the one with the? It was the not the Quickie Mart. Well, no, that was Clerks.
That was Clerks. Yeah.
Try not to suck any more dicks on the way through
Oh,
the
yeah.
parking lot.
Right.
I think they're making a third one, actually.
I hope
I
so.
think
like,
so.
Yes.
Yeah, I love that shit.
But yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I did that. Then I started just working in graphic design and stuff, just because
So you're super artistic. Huh?
a
Oh,
little
his
bit.
stuff is insane.
Okay. You're like I'm all right. And she's like, you're amazing.
Well, look,
She
they
gets-
show him the tattoo.
she gets-
that-
she gets
that's- he
upset about
designed
it.
that.
Yeah, I did that one.
Yeah, what I do with the tattoo thing is I just tell someone better than me.
I
like,
usually do
Yeah.
that,
what I
but I
want.
mean, this one was I designed a logo for
I saw the
for
GHS.
somebody.
Did you do the GHS one?
Oh
The
yeah, I did
t-shirt?
that one too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one was all right.
Nah, no,
It's really good. Shut up.
But no, this one turned out it was for a band logo, and they ended up going somewhere else. And I'm like, that skull's way too cool. And I showed my tattoo artist. She's like, I'm gonna tattoo that on you. I'm like, fine,
All right.
put it
Damn
right
you
there.
will.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I was lucky as a kid because again, small country, and then I grew up I grew up in a tiny village near a small town, which was
Right.
called Kilkenny, the greatest
yeah.
place in Ireland. It's the best. And at 15, like in school, you do during a certain age, like you're 15 years old in, we call it third year. You're like 15,
Okay.
so whatever that is grade here. You do a 2 weeks work experience. So
all right.
they basically send you out into the job field, and immediately I knew where I was going to go 6 months in advance. I knew when work experience is coming, I'm going to apply to S&S Music in Kilkenny, a guitar store.
Nice.
Because that's where the fucking cool kids went to do their work experience. And there's a tiny little store no bigger than this room. Mm-hmm. And I booked it months in advance, and I went in for my week. And the same thing kind of happened as years later. Like any job you get, you just use your initiative. You go 10 seconds into the shop, the guy's like, yeah, this is the store, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Okay, cool. And immediately I turned around and went, well, I guess I'll just start selling stuff. And I immediately started selling things.
Yep.
And then basically that family adopted me for the next 15 years.
Wow.
Nice.
Because it was like, holy shit. And I worked in a fucking guitar store,
Right.
the most popular one as well,
Yeah.
in that province or whatever the country. So I was like going, everyone knew that store, everyone knew who worked in it. Like, so then everyone knew me, and I became the music scene guy, and
Right.
I ran shows, I was in bands. It was just, I was lucky. Like, it was like one of those
Yeah.
things as well where I didn't have to go the paper route or the fucking
Right.
get up and wash dishes for a hotel or something like that in
Right.
the morning. It was just and honestly, that fed my artistic career, I guess.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I don't know if it's a career yet, but that's what it is.
Right.
Just like
That's a career.
just like you, whether it's play guitar or in
Yeah.
a fucking theme park, like you're not
Right.
playing the songs you want, but you're fucking still
Well,
playing
you
the
know,
goddamn
I mean,
guitar.
that's the thing,
Right.
you know, growing up being a bass player, because I'm one of those few people too that started on bass. I
Yeah.
didn't
That's
play
just
guitar.
weird.
And then just being like, you know, tried to start a couple of bands, and suddenly it's like, well, we got a bunch of guitarists, we need a bass player. All right, John, pick it up. No, I started on
Yeah.
bass straight at the beginning. So, I mean, I already had that sidemen mentality that, you know, there was a good chance,
Do you
know.
feel that about bass?
What?
The sidemen?
Oh yeah, I mean,
feel that?
especially because I never even wanted to be like a rock star per se. Like my teachers that I had, my private lesson teachers, were all studio guys, and I thought that was the coolest shit in the world. It's like, wait, I get to go play bass during the day and come home at night with money?
Yeah, sick.
Wait a second, and I don't smell like smoke or bad decisions.
Yeah.
So I mean, that was
There's
really
still plenty of those. Come
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
well, yeah. I mean, I found out that part was largely, you know, just being naive, but
Yeah.
yes, I mean, I always just did that. Like, I'd play whatever gig somebody wanted, you know, and there's all these people who's like, well, I won't play a country gig. I'm like, why the fuck not? I mean, it's the same chords
That's
as everything
game.
else. And
Yeah.
last time I checked, this country band that I played in was booking us every Friday and Saturday, and we were getting 150 a night.
They have so
Why
much money in
wouldn't
that
you
market.
do it?
I
What was the
mean,
country band?
It was this group in Southwest Michigan called Diamond in the Rough. It was just all country covers, which, I mean, piece of cake, you know?
I was just like, I got a flat. I was like, I feel like I met you like 10 or 15 years ago somewhere,
Right.
playing with a country band.
Right.
I mean, that'd be about the timeline.
Yeah.
So
it's weird.
but
Did
yeah.
you ever play in Ireland?
No.
Okay.
No, I actually did a stint in a classical symphony in Europe, though, for a while.
Yeah, of course. You
Right.
know, why not? Playing
That-
bass?
Playing string bass. Yep.
Like
big one.
upright or?
Oh, hell yeah.
Fuck. Okay.
Yep. And that was actually the tour. It's funny. We were one of our artists, a guy named Jason Calise, who just got back from doing a London. Where else did he go? Spain.
Did he say Prague or?
I think Prague. He went over there.
Yeah,
For a couple
over there.
for like 2 months and came back, and he was saying the thing that, you know, it's stuff like that with a band. When you go overseas, you either break up or you level up.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. And with my classical tour over there, I totally did the breakup when I was done. That was definitely the, you know, I like classical music. It is not for me.
Yeah.
It's not for me to play.
You can do it.
Right.
Whatever.
Which is funny because Alexx will say that all my solo albums that have come out are hugely classical influenced.
But that's yours though as well. Like,
Right.
There's a difference. Like
Right.
I think it's because I did like cover bands. It's like I was
Yeah.
I grew up a choir boy,
Okay.
as you do. Like you're a good, cute little chubby Irish Catholic school choir
There you
boy,
go.
Right.
getting trained and all that shit, and like it benefited me in the long run, I guess.
Oh,
like,
sure.
So,
Yeah, yeah.
And then when I was in my teen years, going to college, I joined a cover band, and was getting paid.
Right.
Working in a guitar store, and then getting paid to drive around and sing fucking 40 songs every night,
Right.
pretending to be a whoever you're singing, and I could replicate the voices. So if
Yeah.
it was
Right.
like Placebo, I'd sing it like Brian Moloko, or if it was
Yeah.
Guns N' Roses, I'd sing it like him. So
Yeah.
Right.
it was a weird impersonation type thing
Yeah.
I was able to do. But I, like a year or two went by, and I was like, and we got to play like 2 songs that I had
Right.
written in the set. We'd always sneak them in.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Whatever. you're like, oh, this song is called By Nobody, whatever. But I just got such a fucking buzz out of like singing the two that I wrote, and I was like, oh, this is all fun. Don't get me wrong, I'm getting paid to sing songs,
Right.
but I wrote these ones, and I just realized that the buzz and the adrenaline rush I'm getting from just these two songs is making me high, and I was like, I want to do this more. So I kind of just opted out with the cover band scene.
Yeah.
Right.
But goddamn, there's money there.
Yes, God, yeah.
I mean, and I did the rock and roll thing for like 5 years
Yeah.
with an alternative kind of heavy grunge influenced one. And it was all right, but I mean, the thing is too, is they got to the point of, we need to focus so much on the band, but it's like all these guys too that were roughly my age and stuff, they've got better jobs than me.
Yeah.
And so it's like, all right, that's great, but if you're already doing really well, why would you want to tour?
Yeah.
Because you don't have the vacation time. And that's when I jumped back into freelancing, because I'm like, shit, man, I'll play for whoever. So
That was my thing. If I was talented enough, because
Right.
I think it's good to know. It's not humble. I don't care about that. It's like it's good to know your limit on things.
Oh yeah.
So if someone said, "Hey, can you come play guitar in my band?" I'm like, no, not really. I'm not a very good guitar player. That's a terrible representation. We're GHS strings, by the way, big corner
Right.
rockers. But no, like
That's why he didn't think, he's like, this endorsement can't be real. They haven't heard me play.
That's honest to God, I fucking joked about that. Like I said it to the guy I was writing with, and I was like, man, I got it. Like they're helping me out, and like I'm getting just some gear, and I had my some of my equipment shipped over from Ireland, because I was like, what's the point in buying it? I'll just ship it
Right.
over. And I was like, then you guys fucking came along, and I was like, the first thing I said is, fuck, I'm gonna have to learn how to play guitar now. Like this is terrible. No, because like I write all the songs, or I write
Right.
like a majority of the songs and stuff, but it's not like I write it and then I give it to someone like you, and I'm like, hey, John, fucking make this sound good for me.
There's
right?
something to be
Right.
said about that too, though.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's like I do best in, that's where it's good to know where your limit is. You're like,
Yeah.
kinda, if someone comes along again and said, play drums or something, fuck
Right.
no.
Right,
It's like, hey,
right.
can you come and sing this? Look, please.
Yeah.
The easiest, I'll do it in my sleep. That's not a
Right.
problem. How high, low, whatever.
Right.
I'll fucking sing it operatic. I did operatic training for fucking 2 years. I don't give a fuck. Whatever. Oh, cool. Can you play these pots and pans? No, I'm not good with pots and
Yeah.
pans.
Right.
Leave that shit. Triangle. Leave the fucking triangle alone.
Yeah.
Pots and pans, unless it's, like a nice spatula or something. I can't do the
like
wooden spoon shit.
Yeah.
A good copper pan.
Right.
Fucking no.
It doesn't have the timbre that you need.
Right?
Exactly that. But no, I think it's good to know that. So that,
Right.
like you being like, I can do this, I can do that, I can play in orchestras. I can
Right.
like, awesome. Hey John, go. I need you
Yeah.
to sing this opera part. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate this. This is me going on a tangent again. I'm very sorry. We live in a city full of musicians. I use
Yeah.
that too, or used to as well.
Loosely.
Right. Right.
And everyone's talking about all their capabilities and all what they're able to do, and I'm like, hey, can you just like give me a limit on what you're able to do? Because
Right.
I think we'll work quicker here
Yeah.
if we do
Focus
that.
on
Like,
the one
so-
or two things that you're really fucking great at.
I do,
Right.
And then we'll go from there.
I totally understand that if it's like an everyday life thing, I'd rather be good at 50 things than be brilliant at one. We're not talking about that. We're talking about
Right.
writing music and fucking.
Right.
And musicians are particularly egotistical and fucking
No.
crazy. I just like,
Shocking.
I have the mindset of an 82-year-old man. I'm just gonna get that out here right now.
No, I like it.
I'm 82 years old. I can't fucking work. And the EP, the poster of myself that I have on my own wall, terrible.
I love that sign too.
Oh, the little logo.
No, that
Which
you signed it.
Oh yeah, well
I like
I was
that.
testing the Sharpie. I'm not gonna lie, because there's a
That's
bunch of
awesome.
Sharpie. But with that,
He autographed it for himself.
love
yeah,
He should have been like, way to go, kid. Jimmy.
congrats
To my biggest fan.
yeah.
Yeah.
The big, oh god,
We made it.
yeah. Anyway, humble brag? I think not. But what I wanted to do with that was do it all by myself and realize my potential and my capabilities, and that was like an experiment for myself. Like do it all
Right.
myself with my friend Matt, who produced it and helped me write it as well. But like 90%, 99% of the guitar, I played it. He fucking fixed it.
Right.
Thank God for Pro Tools. And like we programmed everything else and just put. It was definitely a test for me to go shit.
Yeah.
Like I can't do all this. Like this is
Yeah.
fucking, and I hit a limit on it. And
Right.
then there were like the music video parts. I was like, oh shit, I know how to put music videos together. Don't know how to actually edit them. So I'll hire someone.
Yeah.
Oh, the logos, the artwork. I know what I want. I can direct
Right.
people. So I do best if someone shows up with ingredients, and then
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
I'm a great cook. Actually,
Yeah.
literally a great cook as well. But I'm a great cook if someone preps the ingredients and
Sure.
Right.
I can put stuff together. No problem.
Right,
Coming up
exactly.
with the fucking ingredients, nah. So that's my thing now as a creative person,
Yeah.
crazy about artist, is like really coming to terms with your ego and be like,
Yeah.
dude, you can't do that.
Yeah.
Just to myself, you can't do that. Stop.
Yeah.
Get someone or tell someone or express to someone your vision or your fucking whatever you're feeling or thinking. Like, so, and
Right.
I've met a lot of people that just won't even let that go. It's
Yeah,
like,
sure.
I have to be part of it, or I've been in tons and tons of bands, so I'm not talking to anyone in particular. There's 5 people in the band. Everyone has to create it equally. Don't work like that.
No.
Some person, one person might be just a fucking genius, and I've been in those bands as well. And it's not me. Like, it's like that person's a fucking genius.
Right.
I really don't have to do anything. Cool. Kick back.
Yep.
Like, and it's just I don't know. It's a weird pill I think musicians have to swallow.
Yeah.
And again, the 82-year-old
Right.
mindset.
Well, I think it's creatives in general too, because especially like in my years in graphic design, it's the same thing. It's like the people, and it took me a long time to realize that too. You know, I can do graphic design, I can do illustration, I can do everything under the sun on that kind of thing. But really, when it comes down to it, it's like, what am I really good at? And really, it's more illustration than anything else. And that's really what I would rather do. I mean, if somebody needs me to lay out some stuff, I mean, I do that for work all the time because it needs to get done, and I don't really, I have a little problem with control on that kind of stuff, only because of being in that thing, and because so many people are, you know, they're okay at a ton of stuff. It's like, oh yeah, I just designed this. I was like, well, it looks like shit,
Yeah, it's
and I
not
can
very
fix
good.
it in 5 minutes.
And this is like a problem I have with, like, again, the 82-year-old. It's like, it's it doesn't, and I'm not talking about like the age where like the millennial or whatever the fuck it's
Right.
called. Like, the participation award,
Right,
Yeah.
no
right.
matter what decade we're in or whatever,
Right.
doesn't work for
No.
me.
No.
You fucking suck. Shut up.
Well, I even
Yeah.
remember as a kid, because like I'm a Gen X.
What am I then?
We're
You're
millennials,
both millennials.
technically.
What?
Yeah, I
I
know.
know.
I don't really like the
Damn it.
Yeah,
association
Yeah, I-
there.
We're the
but
80s,
yeah,
I know,
you,
it's like,
yeah,
damn
you were
it.
you were
Yeah.
honestly there by birth date only.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you and I are just
I'm like more World War II kind of guy.
right.
Whatever
Right.
they were.
yeah.
But, you know, I saw a lot of that starting, like, as I was getting out of the things, like, you know, playing in soccer as a kid, and then they'd be like, oh, well, here's your 4th place trophy. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Or that, or I was
There's
like,
only
I did-
4 teams.
Right,
Yeah.
or that I did
Exactly.
like track for a couple of summers, you know, because again, thought it would be fun. My folks were just like, yeah, get out of the house.
Yeah, yeah.
So we did that, you know, and there was only 6 people there, and I got a 6th place trophy, and I was like, what? And I was just like, my mom's like, aren't you going to put it up? I was like, it means nothing.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
means nothing. You weren't the best.
Right. I was like, I was last. They gave me a trophy for being last.
And it's not
Yeah.
like, because I like Ashley always gives me shit about like, kind of, well, you know, you kind of sound mean or whatever like that when you're talking to me. I'm like, going, no, look, it's not. I'm not fucking mean. It's just real. Like, that's all. Let's
Right.
talk about this. Like, if you're giving kids fucking gold stars and gold medals, or giving grown-ups
Yeah.
gold
Right.
stars, which is even worse. Like,
yeah.
that doesn't do anything to benefit the team or the business or the artistic thing you're involved in. Like, so,
Right.
But again, it's say relating to, because I didn't even put the math together. Like, oh, graphic designers, they're all in it to create a fucking picture. It's not right.
Yeah, yeah.
It's easy. I would never have thought like, well, there's competition to who creates what and does what. I'm like, oh yeah, I guess it's the same in every fucking
Right. Well, and the hardest part with graphic design, especially, and no one seems to realize that, is you want to use your skills in the fact in such a way so that end result, no one thinks about how much work you did.
Yeah.
Like, you know, when you lay out something that it can be easily read, you don't want someone to be like, wow, they must have spent a whole lot of time thinking, how easy is this going to be read? They just want to read it immediately.
Yeah.
It's like, so you really work a whole lot to get absolutely no credit at all.
And I think as well, because I talked to I've been looking for like just different producers and writers to work with the last
Right.
month or two. It's like when you talk to these creative people, they're explaining so much to you about how much they can do and how much the
Right.
blah 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 and how much the work and the blah blah. I'm like, at the end of the day, I rewind and go back to, this person's going to listen to it on iTunes once or twice and go, yeah, that's good, and then
Yeah.
skip to the next song. They're not
Right.
going to think about the months of backbreaking or like
and that's what sucks.
deep lyrical meaning, like, oh my god, you got a bad haircut when you were 7 and it traumatized you for the rest of. I'm like, no, they
Right.
don't fucking
Hey,
care.
bad haircuts are rough.
Yeah, dude,
Don't
Yeah.
tell us,
poor.
don't trivialize
Don't
that.
don't fucking tell me. I had the poor kid haircut for 13 years of my life.
Nice.
I got to help my mom. Like, well, like, that's actually funny. Like, and I remember when I was 13, I told her 2 things: I'm not cutting my hair anymore, and I'm not going to church.
Right.
And I was
There
like,
you go.
and they both kind of coincided together. I was like, yeah, I'm a rebel. And then I just
Right.
had this horrible no haircut thing for about 5 years, but
Right.
that's a stupid conversation.
Well, now you don't have to worry about it. You
Dude,
got the dreads. And
Right.
I haven't cut it since because someone asked me the other day, and I remember it was like the 5th of December 1998 was the
Right.
last time I like cut all my hair up short. So
Wow, so it'll be 20 years coming up here.
yeah, that's a
Wow.
weird, terrible hobby to have,
Right.
growing hair, and then everything else I just chopped it off myself. So
Right.
but hair is weird. I actually again it goes with the whole millennial thing. Sorry, I'm on a tangent.
No,
it's
it's
good.
all good.
Fucking dreadlocks. It's really funny. I had this conversation the other day. Someone asked me, where the fuck were we? We're probably watching UFC or something. Yeah, I love UFC, so like, I'm obsessed with. One of my friends is like, do you ever get shit for your dreads? And I goes, no. And Ashley was with me, and I pointed at her. She did, though, when she put in some fake ones.
I was about to bring that up, too.
Did you see that?
I did see that social media post, and she was awesome about that.
Oh my God.
I love that she didn't give a fuck.
No.
That I very much appreciated.
So this is I'm going to bring, like, cultural appropriation. This is
Right.
the next
That's
big fucking thing. Like, so
bullshit. I hate that
it's
whole
so
thing.
fucking funny. Like,
Yeah.
so, but the poor girl, like, cause she gets like free hair products and free shit like from
Right.
companies, and someone sent her like free dreads, so she put them in for like a photo shoot or something like that and kept them in, and then I have dreads down past my ass. Like, no one has
Right.
ever said fucking anything to me, and again, I wouldn't acknowledge it if they did.
Right.
But she did, and then the post came online about like, it's cultural appropriation. You've no respect for black people. I'm like, when did black people own dreads? What the fuck are you doing?
Right.
I
Yeah.
stayed
You
out of
know?
it because I think it's just, I like seeing ignorance eat itself.
Right.
So
Yeah.
And I have a good friend of mine from high school that she's in a pretty killer like 80s cover band. And she's got dreads and she gets shit like that all the time.
That's not dreads in our 80s, bro.
bullshit.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, everyone's in tracksuits and she's up there with full sleeves and dreads just rocking the fuck out. So, I mean,
Didn't Vikings have them as well?
Well, yeah,
Probably.
That's where I think they. Again, no one fucking knows.
Like it originated
I'm just
there?
saying, I'm white and I'm from the North Atlantic-ish
Right.
area, so Vikings came over, raped and pillaged my people. I'm just saying, I have more right to it than anybody. But no, it's funny when that happened. A bunch of like black people, like black women, came in and actually just defended her. He was like, what the fuck are you idiots talking about? Again,
Right.
you're getting too many gold stars, you're getting 6th place fucking medals,
Right.
You're given a fucking awesome invention that allows you to fucking shout your stupid opinion at everybody.
Yeah.
That's because you don't have to say it to them face to face. If someone said it to you like right here,
deck
totally
you.
different
Yeah.
story.
Yeah.
All right.
I know. I heard something the other day. It was probably another podcast. It was like kind of the consequences of like technology and like it's not even the youth, because I don't want to say like millennials. It's like
No, it's everybody.
Yeah.
And it's like the consequences of like technology. Like I love the internet. I love Instagram. I love Facebook. The reason being, I control absolutely everything on it.
Yeah.
And if I don't want to see something, it's gone. If I want to participate in something, I can. If I don't like something,
Right.
I just don't whatever. I'm not going to change the world by going, fuck you, you fucking fascist.
Let me
fuck.
tell you why
Yeah.
you're wrong and that you're stupid.
Here's my
Yeah.
uneducated opinion about
Right.
something. But it is the fact, and I always remember, I can't remember, I was like 10 years old. His name was Paul Foley. He's actually a nice guy. I bumped into him when I went home to Ireland a few months ago. But I said something in the playground, and the motherfucker hit me and pinned me down to the ground and jammed my face in the fucking dirt because I said something.
Right.
And guess what? Benefited me greatly. What did I learn? Don't fucking say shit. Like,
Yeah.
Right. Well, I had that same kind of thing because when I was in high school, I worked for this department store called Service Merchandise, which is so fucking backwards.
I remember service merchandise.
Yeah, it was that thing you'd walk in and the whole place was a showroom. They would give you a clipboard. You would write down the stuff you want. You'd go into the back. They'd ring everything up, and then it would come on this little dolly for you.
Yeah.
So it was really kind of weird in that way, but I was having a bad day, and my coworker, Tony, was trying to always joking around and stuff, and I told him at one point, I was like, hey, just shut the fuck up. And he just looks at me, and he's like, did I hear you right? I was like, you heard exactly what I said. And so, and he left like right at 8, but I had to close. So I'm walking out at 8:30 and he's sitting there, right? In his car. He's like, dude, I'm going to tell you this right now because you're my friend. He's like, if you were just some regular guy that did this, I'd be beating your ass right now. That is disrespectful. And I don't care if you're having a bad day. You need to do better than that. Yeah. And then he drives off. And I was sitting there and like, originally I was like, who the hell is he? But you start thinking about it. You're like, oh, fuck. The next day I walked up to him. I was like, look, I'm so sorry. I was like, I had a bad day. That, really what I should have done is this, and he just starts smiling at me. It's like, he's like, brother, that's all I wanted.
Yeah. Just
Yeah.
be
And
nice
later
person.
on, there've been stuff like ever since then, like when we had things and he would be joking around, I just look over, I was like, it's not a good time. And he'd be like, all right, buddy, you got it. And,
Yeah.
then he'd come back later. You okay? Anything you want to talk? But yeah, it was that kind of thing of being like, all right, I almost got my ass handed to me. Cause it's like,
He's good for you.
yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, I think there's just this weird, like there's an unawareness to like social cues and social
Right.
awareness, and like just like anybody, I have this weird thing if we go somewhere like a Walmart or a Starbucks or wherever, and they fuck up the order or they do something wrong, or a Denny's and they're like they bring the wrong thing or they don't bring enough of it, and I'm like, it is pointless getting angry because I'm dealing with a human being that's getting paid $10 an hour or something for stars. They don't give a fuck if I get food poisoning and die tomorrow, nor should they, because there's fucking 7 billion of us here.
Right.
We all have to worry about our own right now and care about who we have to care about. But I do my best to not get angry at people, because it's pointless. It doesn't work. It's just like getting angry at someone online. It's like, this is not going to change the scenario. Like, so this is another person dealing with their shit. Like, or they might be having a fucking bad day, or
Exactly.
we'll go. I can't remember what happened. It was something like, I think we went to Tender Greens or something a week or two ago, and like there was this lady, I think she was in like in a wheelchair or something, like caught in the door. She was blocking the path. And we were like, God damn, I'm fucking starving. I'm getting your fucking bitch in a wheelchair. And then I always finish it up with a story that I'm going to make up in my head. Just fucking bitch in a wheelchair, blocking the goddamn door. But she probably lost her leg in the war fighting for kids. Right. She saved a bunch of puppies and like takes care of all these fucking. God damn it, I'm a terrible person.
Right. The orphanage that is named after her.
Yeah. And that's like, honest to God, even like road rage anyway. You stupid fucking prick. But your wife probably left you because she's banging the milkman. Fuck.
Right.
Okay, never mind. Shit.
Right.
I'm an asshole. Like, and just like with any other opinion, whether it's like anytime I'm watching UFC, like the fighting, like I sit around with my guy friends like, oh man, the fucking what he needs to do is go to the left and fucking jab right, and then I'll always end it with like, but what the fuck do I know? I'm not in a fight right now, so who cares? Like, so
Right.
It's just this people, people, especially online, everybody has this huge kind of thing about like, my opinion is important.
Right.
My opinion is like so fucking important. Like, so
Right.
my song is so important. I'm like going, nah, look, none of it's fucking important.
Right.
All I want everyone to do online or anywhere is just get through the fucking day happy. That's all I want people to do. If you get through the day happy by serving overcooked hash browns or making a terrible drink at Starbucks or creating a song and put it on iTunes, as long as it just keeps you from killing everybody, that's all I fucking want. And that's all I want to do as well. Like, I just want to do stuff that stops me from fucking lashing out and murdering everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because, the survival rate on this planet's 0.
Yeah. Well, so far.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So far.
So
far. I'm just saying.
Until we all become
Science.
cyborgs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm not opposed to that. No, it's like, it's a weird, like, downloading consciousness. What was that movie? The one with the USP, the chick turns into a USB key. Scarlett Johansson.
Oh,
Oh, man.
Oh, were we watching that?
It's like a girl's name.
Something.
Lucy?
Lucy.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was in Nashville. It was on. You're like, this movie's horrible.
Oh, yeah.
Let's watch it.
I wasn't a big fan of the idea of it, or did you ever see Ex Machina? Like that?
Ex
Oh, love
Machina
that.
is awesome.
I'm like, all right. Now I like combine like Lucy with Ex Machina, and I jab my little USB stick into a new me that's a robot that never gets sick and might be me all the time.
I'm not sure I
like,
could handle myself being a robot.
What about if you're a better bass player than you already are?
Right?
I mean, I am pretty awesome already. I'm not sure.
Good answer.
I wouldn't want to be around forever, though. It's already
That's-
like, I
I
feel like
mean-
we're on the decline as it is. I'm like, I don't want to be around for that shit.
That's
like,
that was my thing. It was like, I just want to be, because like I talk about it a lot on here, so it's not a weird topic for me to say. Like, but I have suffered a lot from like depression and anxiety in my life, and I'm like, I want to be happy. I want to feel good. I want to feel healthy. I want to feel, because I understand that the time is temporary. If I thought I was going to be around forever, I don't think any of that would matter, or it wouldn't give me a reason to wake up in the morning. So I'm like, if I only have X amount of years, whether it's 40, 50, 60, 80, 90 years to be here,
make it count. Yeah.
I want to get up in the morning. Like, a perfect example of, I told you, like yesterday I got up, I was like, fucking day off, going to hang out with the missus. I'm
Right.
absolutely going to go to the gym. I'm going to fucking do stuff. I'm like, then I ate something and I was on the couch with food poisoning for the entire day. And I was
Yep.
so fucking angry. Like, Ashley was even at like 2:00 in the morning last night. She's like, are you okay? Like, can I do it? And I goes, no. I was like, I just, like, you look so upset. And I'm like, I am upset. Not because I'm like in pain or I'm
Right.
losing my life
you
through
lost
my
a
butthole.
day.
I lost a fucking day that I wanted to do something.
Yeah.
And that really gets to me. And it,
Right.
it's like, I think of people that, like, they have all the opportunities in the world. They have, like, I just think of musicians. Like, if you, like,
Right.
what I'm trying to do with my life now is set up a career for myself so I have income. So therefore I can concentrate more on the artistic as well. Like, so,
Right.
And I want to have the days. So when I can be artistic, that I enjoy it and I feel
Yeah.
fulfilled, and it's a weird mental thing. I get it. I've never done drugs in my life ever. I'm not fucking cool. Sorry.
I think
Whatever.
that's pretty cool that you haven't.
No,
Right.
as I said to you guys earlier, it's nothing to anybody that does. Like, by all means, like, go fucking nuts, inject yourself or whatever. I don't think you fucking should do it. Like,
Yeah.
so,
Right.
But I don't think you're also going to get anything done if you do.
Yeah.
I just
Yeah.
can't, because I want to spend as much of my time being healthy and
Yeah.
working on being happy, because I'm not naturally of a happy, positive disposition. So for me to be around creative people or have a cool conversation or write music or just sing out loud, it fucking makes me feel so good that
Right.
I can't imagine any drug can compare. I could be very wrong. So I've decided, like, about 2 minutes before I die, I'm going to pump myself full of heroin and just
There you go. Just enjoy it all.
Yeah.
Sorry, sir. You've got about 5 minutes left. All right, hold on. That's
full
enough
train
time.
spotting.
Hold
Let's
on,
go.
you're like-
Like, so, yeah.
Yeah.
No, hook me up.
All right.
No, I think about. Oh, are we still going here? Yes, we are. No, I don't know. Like, I've never. I want to get someone that's actually, like, done a lot of fucking hard drugs and talk to them, like, because there has to be something to it. And like, I talked to I have my friend TJ on twice here, and he was like a survivor of 9/11.
Oh, shit.
And there's
my
all these
God.
like weird like circumstances that, like, me or you, unless you're already there or whatever, but there's these weird things that I'll never know about.
Right.
I'll never know what that felt like to be there. I'll never know what it feels like to die from heroin.
Right.
I'll never know what it feels like to be a body. But I've done. That's why I talk to certain people and certain
Right.
creatives and stuff. I don't know. I just like hearing people's stories because it makes me feel a little bit more normal inside my fucking stupid head as well.
Right.
So,
Hey,
and we're crazy. We're creative people.
we're oh shit.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you guys are just musicians. Try to be a graphic designer and a musician. It's like the whole trifecta in there.
Yeah,
So
yeah. You're
like,
trying to appease everybody.
right, and by all, I've joked around too, because since I went to school for art and then had a music minor, I was like, I should just be able to make the best goddamn latte ever.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really what my degree is in.
Yeah.
But-
I always my friend started a really high up IT job like 2 weeks ago, but he was so nervous about getting it. I didn't want to say it, and I wanted to text him after the first day, be like, "So are you really good at making coffee yet?" Or
Right.
Yeah.
But like,
I mean, I end up doing that at work too, but mostly it's because the people in the factory don't get it done by the time I get in there. I'm just like, motherfucker.
yeah,
shit.
where's my goddamn coffee?
Right.
It's like, look, I paid $9 a month for the coffee club. It should be there.
You got a coffee club at work?
We do have a coffee club at work.
Shit. I don't even know what that means. That's so.
It basically
I don't
means
think it's,
it basically means you put in so much money and then you can drink as much coffee as you want there, because that money helps buy like all the coffee.
How many
and stuff
people are
for it.
working in GHS? If you don't mind
We've
me
got
asking.
we've got like 11 people in the actual office part. In the factory, I want to say we got about 75.
God damn.
Yeah,
Yep.
Yeah, because when I was like, so I started working in the store in Ireland when I was 15, and GHS were obviously like one of the strings on the
Right.
And I won't name other brands out of respect.
Oh, it's okay. It's,
No,
it's
but
all good.
but they were always like famous for like acoustic strings. Like,
Yeah.
at least where I was from. So
Right, right.
I would have never thought. When you guys contacted me about the electric guitar strings, I was
Yeah.
like, I don't think they do electric guitar strings.
Yeah.
Let me get online. That's why I was like, this isn't
Right.
real.
Right.
But, and this is not a plug. Like, they're legitimately actually really good.
Yeah.
Like, they're shockingly good. Because
I'm glad that you like the big core nickel rockers.
I
because
fucking love them.
Most of the people that are on the roster are all about the boomers, myself
Right.
No.
included, actually.
No,
but-
because my thing is like you hear the expression like was it a bad tradesman blames his tools?
yeah.
Completely incorrect. Sorry, I'm fucking not a good guitar player, so I need a really good guitar to fucking play good. Like, so
Right.
I need the right fucking pick to play good. I need the right strings to play good, and I don't know what genre it really it is. I don't know what music I'm playing. It's like D tuned, so it's like drop B tuning.
Oh,
I
okay,
guess.
nice.
So it's pretty. It's like low.
That's respectable.
Yeah, you know, I appreciate that. If you can lie to me to my face, that's fine.
No, I love that kind of stuff. Especially, I mean, this is where kind of some of my, I really enjoy my part of the job in the product development is like people come there with altered tunings now, especially nowadays when, you know, we're throwing all that kind of regular convention out the window.
Yeah.
And it's like, I think my favorite one is my buddy Ryan Neff, bass player for Miss May I.
I was just gonna say, I saw the picture.
Yeah.
I have a funny Miss May I story in a minute.
I've got
Go
a
on.
funny one too involving her.
Bring it on. I like this already.
So, Ryan contacts me because I always give he and I go back and forth on Twitter, and I always give him shit.
Yeah.
You know, and so, but he said, "Hey, I'm actually gonna, you know, I'm off tour for a bit. I've got a new bass. Let's bring it. I want to bring it by the shop.
Short scale.
Yeah,
right?
it's a Fender Jaguar. So
low.
it's a 30-inch scale, short scale, and he's like, we need to put this in drop C. I'm like, okay, right. And most people are like, you know, you can't do anything with a short scale because the strings are like this. And I'm like, dude, we can totally hook this up. So and the funny thing was he brought his old Jackson signature that he had that he dropped on the headstock.
Yeah.
So it has this major league crack, and he's like, you know, we're not going to do anything with this. But I was like, okay, why'd you bring it? He's like, I want to swap all the pickups out and the bridge onto the Jaguar, and we're going to do this. So we ended up hot rodding his guitar on my desk, which is probably about the size of yours with everything on there. So I'm doing this and stuff, and then like halfway through this, I look over, I was like, you want tacos? He's like, yeah. So we go and we get tacos, and then we come back and we fix it. We put the sucker in drop C, and he's like, this thing's amazing. So, but yeah, it's stuff like that I enjoy. And then he's getting another one, and we joked around that it needs to be pink because the one he has right now is orange. So he's like, he's gonna get one in pink, and that one we're gonna put in like drop A flat.
A short scale?
I'm gonna do it.
All right, I don't even know how that's possible.
Yeah.
Oh well,
what's the gauge? The lowest
That's
string?
probably gonna have to be. I'm gonna
Heavy
guess
as
it's gonna be
fuck.
like a 135 or a 140.
Yeah, on a 4-string short scale.
Yep.
All right.
It'll work.
That's sick as fuck. Funny Miss May I story. 2011, when I moved over here, I originally came over like a backpack. And I was like, I'm just going to travel around. I didn't realize plane ticket back in 2011, like domestic flights were $50.
Yeah.
And then for some reason they fucking jumped to 500. But when I was over here in 2011, I came to LA. I'd fly to Vegas. I'd fly to fucking Denver, San Francisco, wherever I wanted to fly. It's $50 the day off, day before.
Right,
I was like, this is awesome. So I knew that Miss May I had heard of Miss May I in my store, probably around before they released their first album.
Okay.
And how I knew was we always had American tourists, so we'd have busloads of American tourists. And this girl, I still chat to her every now and again online, Allison. She was like, I'd say 12, 15.
Nice.
Max. She goes, hey, I'm from Ohio, whatever.
But yep.
The only reason I remember. And then she's like, my friends are in a band called Miss May. I was like, oh, cool, yeah, whatever. I'm a cool guy in a store. And I was like, well, I'll write it down. Nice talking to you. I wrote it down, went home, found it on MySpace. And I was like, the Forgive and Forget single. The first one they did. There were little kids in it. I was like, this shit.
I mean, they still look like little kids, though.
They're super fucking young. Like, so,
right.
But I listened to it, found the album, got it, and then 2011 rolls by. I was like, they're playing Extreme Thing Festival in Vegas a week after I get here. So I got here. I'll go around LA for a while, see what's up. I was like, fuck it, $40 to go to Vegas.
Yep.
Let's go, jump on it, go see the Grand Canyon, whatever the hell. I went to this festival like. Tons of bands, like Suicide Silence, POD. Yeah. Years later, I end up touring with. Great. But I went to see Miss May I, and I knew every fucking song. I was like, and I'm never like a fanboy. I'm never like kind of like, I'm the guy in the crowd. I'm going to go nuts. But I was the guy in the crowd that was going nuts, singing along to these kids on stage. I'm fucking older than these kids. Like,
it's always funny, like talking to Levi afterwards because he's
lives
like,
here now.
I know, because he's such like a giggly, smiley guy. Then he gets on stage, you're like, what just happened?
Yeah. He's super cool. Like,
Yeah.
I met him a bunch of times. My connection to him, which is really weird, is his mom.
Okay.
I don't know how or what on social media. She followed me or I followed her. Or something.
Nice.
Something happened. But I was like promoting like music or like my art. I'm coming over here, but she'd always send me these encouraging messages because I think she has a kid that's doing it and is doing. So she'd send me like, Jimmy, I'm so proud of you. Look at you now. You're doing this congrats on your release. And I'm like, oh, thanks, Mrs. Benton.
right.
It's just weird, like, going, you know, I'm like 10 years older than your son, right? By now I should have got it already, but whatever. It's
I
just
mean,
like,
you know, if you want to feel really bad, that's when you pull out the stuff like how much stuff Mozart did by the time he was 12, and then you're just like,
God damn, I saw, which one was deaf, Mozart or Beethoven?
Beethoven.
Yeah, there's a cool meme I saw yesterday. He goes, writes music or writes his own music, doesn't even listen to it or whatever.
Right.
I'm like, Jesus. But no, it's weird. It's like, I think like that there's like weird stories like that, like whether it's parents like telling you to do it or not, but regardless, like your parents pushed you in a creative direction. It wasn't even a question. Don't do what we are doing.
Right.
That's the worst advice in the world.
Well, I mean, they put it more into the stance of it's like, look, if you want to do this, know that you're going to work 10 times harder for half the money.
Oh yeah.
You know, it was that kind of thing. Like just, and you know, none of that, oh, you can do whatever you want if you just put in the time. They're like, no, this is going to take a hell of a lot more time than you ever thought possible.
I love that. Like, so I think what helped me was I was shit at every sport.
Yeah.
Like
me too.
It's just like I tried. We did soccer every day in school because that's what you did. Like, I was actually surprisingly good at basketball. But I like, and then we have our own. There's like Irish games, like hurling, and there's like Irish football. And
yeah.
I was always on the team, but I was always the substitute.
Yep.
Or I was always put in the game and then taken off a few minutes later. I was like going, I just want to be good at this.
Or
shit.
you're the guy they put in at the very end. We're like, we're gonna win anyway.
Yeah. That's pretty much it. Yeah, back was a left corner back. Put him in. We're up 10 goals or
right.
But it was just like. That was good for me not to be like, yeah, here's a fucking trophy for you, like for participating, or like, hey, you're not very fucking good, you're a substitute. Right. You're a permanent substitute. Basically, our entire team has to die before you get a full game. I'm like, all right, I guess
you're here because we have to have so many people on the team. Yeah, you're a space.
You're a charity, like, basically. Like, and it was the same thing with art. I remember being 12 years old when we leave elementary school. These are like traumatic memories for me. 12 years old, leaving, like, I used to buy the blocks of printer paper because I am poor Catholic family, so a present to me would be a block of printer paper and you could draw on it. So you'd have fucking 500 sheets of paper to draw on. And I was like, I'm such a good artist. I'm fucking, look at me. And then you go to junior high and you go into your first start class. And I remember this guy's name is Martin Dial. Like, fucker.
Right.
He was so good, it made me angry.
Oh, yeah.
And I realized I fucking suck.
Yeah.
And he was a super nice guy, and we ended up being home economics partners.
No,
but
home ec.
Yeah, but the same shit again, man. It was just like, you fucking suck at this. Right. Don't do this. Like, so, and it translated to this day, like, where when I do designs work, I just contact guys like you. Actually, maybe I'll contact you for something. I don't know. I have a team of guys, but yeah, as well as that, I like I have a weird thing where I don't like free stuff, but if I can make it worth your while, just like hey, help promote the strings. I'm like, fuck
I'm always, especially like in the creative thing, the bartering system is far from dead.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think so. Yeah. Especially if it's like worth something. Like, I don't feel bad. Like, I don't feel bad taking stuff off you guys because I feel like I can contribute back and help out in some way. But like with my I have a graphic designer I've used for 5 years, and I have a cartoon artist. Like, he's an illustrator. Illustrator.
Yeah.
There you go. Proper words. Use your big words.
Yeah.
It's
$5.
Yeah. But my thing with them is I now know them, and they're now friends, and they now come to shows when I'm in town and stuff. But I pay them every single time.
Right.
And it's not about that because I don't know how else to like. I'll share your picture.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that doesn't really fucking give them anything, really. Like, because again, it's like when you record an album. It's like, oh yeah, but it was produced by Schmlitteblah. Like, yeah, no one gives a shit about that. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
We just want to hear the song. So I love paying fucking artists. I love paying musicians if I can do it. Like, so I like getting paid because it makes me feel respected. Yeah. So it's the whole, again, it's the ego artistic musician, maybe artist thing where like, I'm so good, I need everything for free. I'm going to do this.
I think some of it, especially in our thing, getting paid, I mean, aside from the fact that it's, I can't put food on the table by just exposure. Yeah. It because you're getting paid for something, it actually, in this day and age of getting everything for free, it puts a value on what you do.
I think so. Mm-hmm. I don't care what it is either. Like, so, like, I have a weird problem with people like getting things for free and that haven't earned it, or I don't know. Again, the 82-year-old. I'm sorry. Yeah. Like, it's just I think it is a very new mentality that I'm like, oh, I'm like you said, like, oh, Instagram, you're popular on Instagram, you deserve free stuff. I don't deserve shit,
Right.
Like, so I could be an asshole, like I maybe I am, I don't fucking know, like, but I don't deserve shit. I need to work for it. I always
Yeah.
again, like, will you build a gay store, a gay underwear store? Because that's what it was. I'm not saying it's a gay store.
Right.
Yeah. Will you work in it? Yeah. Will you paint walls? Well, I modeled naked for money. Like, I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Like, I'll work for it. I'll work for everything.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
So I think it's important that even like if it is, this might be a bad pitch to you guys. Like handing out endorsements to people. Like, I want you guys to get your values worth as well.
No,
Like, so-
absolutely.
And we actually don't do that like very often.
We've gotten really good at it. And
Yeah.
honestly, something you said a long time ago that really changed my entire view on it was, I'm trying to remember who we were talking to on it. And it was right as we just started and you were kind of doing that, you know, how do you want me to handle this and stuff? And I just was like, hey, why don't you just, I'm very much a jump into the fire kind of thing. Yeah. So I just told you, I was like, well, I mean, that's the only way that for me to learn the best to make it stick is when I have to figure it out.
Yeah, me too.
Right away. So I told you to take care of it, just CC me on it, just so I know what's happening. And you wrote this brilliant thing about something of, and we were telling them no. Whoever it was, but you said, unlike a guitar or an amp endorsement, there is no immediate brand recognition of strings when you're on stage playing. So what we need you to do is be a bigger brand endorser on social media and things, and that's really what we're looking for. And I was just like, God damn, that I didn't even think about it then. Yeah, but I was like, she's got a point.
She's got the job. She's got a point. Good job.
Yeah.
No, because you can't tell with strings.
Right.
I mean, like, obviously, on with a guitar, you see on the headstock, oh, this is a Fender, this is a Gibson, but with strings, like...
Right. But, I mean, again, for the longest time, we were still stuck in the old guard of, oh, we've got the big name. They're using our strings. It's like, yeah, but if they're not saying anything about it, it does us no good.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. It's why I point Gene Simmons, he uses GHS. Really, he hasn't told me. He hasn't told anyone else. Yeah. So, like, it doesn't... That's the thing, is, like I got like Court guitars. I don't know if they're over here. Like, that's who my a guitar endorser, an endorsement of mine was in Europe. Mainly because I worked in a guitar store, and they noticed my sales numbers as well. That all I sold was, at any opportunity, I'd sell that brand. So like, I like it.
Yeah,
like,
sure.
It's the best. Like, I'm not lying. Nobody knows this. Like, I'm not. And this is before Instagram and MySpace and all this shit. Like, it's just but they saw the numbers and they were like, oh, we see you're in a band and you're doing your thing. Would you like to come to the factory? I'm like, yeah, of course.
Sure,
fucking awesome. It's like 40 miles away. Funnily enough, the European distribution for Court guitars was in Ireland.
Nice.
As it is. So I was like, fuck it, I'll go. I brought my band, and then they were like, here, pick out whatever you want. I was like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
He goes, well, basically, like, you earned it. Pick it out. I goes, what the fuck are you talking about? He goes, well, how much are they going to cost? He goes, no, just pick it out. Take it. You've earned it. Like, do whatever you want.
Right.
And since then, all I've ever told was Court guitars are the fucking best.
Yeah.
Like, in the US, not so much. No one will answer my fucking messages.
Right.
But in Europe back in the day, I was like, yeah. And I stayed loyal ever since. And I was like,
right,
this company's still fucking great. And I love their product. And it's real. Like, I'm not fucking lying to you. Like, so, like, again, if I can only think who the podcasts that get endorsed by, what do you call them? I was about to do this. The sex things, the fake vaginas, the
fleshlights.
Fleshlights, yeah. I'm like, do you guys really use these?
Yeah.
Fleshlight for all your satisfying needs. I love it. I use it twice a day. I'm like going, oh,
like, wow,
okay, that's impressive.
Yeah,
I don't do that. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Fleshlight is useless to me. By all means, don't send me an email. Send me something. You'll pay me for that one. Like, but that it is important. Like, it works both ways. Like, because I'm not. It's like people saying, "Can I have a free shirt?" I'm like, why?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll wear it. I'm like,
great.
That means nothing to me. Like,
right, exactly.
Like, I don't care.
So many times we get those people that'll do that. Don't you know who I am? And that,
like, no.
Yeah, that or I've been getting very 80s myself, and just look at them straight in the face and be like, I don't care.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
Give a fuck.
And it's weird to see some of these people that are huge names just look at you and be like, wait, what did you just say? I'm like, look, I mean,
care.
I mean, the thing you keep forgetting, a lot of people forget, is that, the second word in music business is business. And
that's what it is. Like, it's and it's like a business. frustrates me because I'm like, it frustrates me because it is a business. Like, so it sucks that if you're, I think you're more in my team where it's like, it's a creative thing. We're artists. We're like, we gotta get fucking paid.
Oh yeah.
We gotta earn money. Like,
yeah, because like, you know, like what's gonna be left are like maybe weekend warriors, but like if you keep like say illegally downloading and like not supporting the arts and everything like that, that's gonna start going away.
The best thing about, I think the you see, I don't know why the illegal because I'm going with the times. So like illegal downloading, can't stop it. Sorry, I can tweet all I want about it, put it on Facebook, ain't gonna stop shit. Can't download a T-shirt though.
Yeah,
I fucking love it. Like so, and like it is a glorified. Like musicians are a glorified black T-shirt salesman group. Like
that's sure.
So until they can figure out that they can download fucking T-shirts, then we're in trouble. Like, but like there are things I think you can do to support artists and like buy their artwork or buy their graphic work or whatever. I know a band of mine, a friend of mine, Josh. He's in a band called Rivals. They're fucking awesome. And he paints on drum skins on tour and sells them. I'm like going, you can't fucking download that.
Yeah.
Buy it. By all means, buy it. But we need to start thinking how we can actually sustain and like make money on this. And that's my next part where I was saying like, I'm setting up my own little business. Whatever it may be, child party, fucking selling paper.
Don't
balloons.
do that. I heard it's really bad.
There's no competition,
right?
But I'll set up my thing like you set up your thing, just so you have something to feed your artistic creative, and like by putting more money in, you do get more money out. Like, so,
right.
Working with the right companies and working with the right people and not getting gypped and. I slowly am becoming a believer in signing fucking contracts.
Funny you mentioned that.
Funny you mentioned that. Yeah. I've been. Oh, it's a long story. I can't really talk about it on this podcast. But
she feels your pain. How about that?
Okay, yeah. And getting musicians to sign contracts is a fucking like.
But if they don't want to sign it, then you probably don't want to work with them.
Yeah, that's how I feel as well.
I mean, because that's what they don't realize is a contract helps everybody.
It maintains friendships too.
Yeah.
So you don't have to worry about that down the line. Because it's destroyed relationships of mine too.
Right. I mean, that's the hardest part about that kind of thing is ever working with a friend if they can't make that delineation between us as friends and us as coworkers. There's a big
I'm very good at that
shift. I mean actually that too, like my boss Russ McPhee, who's the president of GHS, he and I joke all the time, give each other crap, all that kind of thing, but when he needs something done and he comes in the office and says, hey, I need you to do this, this, and this, it gets taken care of.
Because he's your boss.
Because he's my boss at the end of the day.
Yeah, and that's important. Like I was that typical guy who was I ain't saying shit in case the $1 million comes along. I'm like going, so just like, and now I think back on my stupid self. I'm like, you're an idiot. Like I got ripped a couple of years ago for thousands of dollars.
Yeah,
and like just simple band agreements, not doing splits. Everyone's worried about splits. I'm like, shut the fuck up. 100% of nothing's nothing.
Exactly.
Like so, if you get 5% of something. That's good enough. Like so, and even like with the Matt, who was one of my best friends, who did like a Trigger Within stuff with me. Even we spoke like last month. We're like, we should draw like actual proper contracts, just to separate the friendship and the business, because it's smart, and that's it.
Yeah.
And it's just let's do that and make sure we're agreed that it's fair.
Right. Yep.
But it has nothing to do with friendship. This is business at the end of the day. So if the proverbial $1 million comes along down the road, at least you have something, or I have something of the $1 million. It's not. I like saying $1 million.
Right.
Yeah.
Realistically, $127.
Yeah.
But that's it. If again, the big if, like so more likely it's 122.57 or something like that. How do we split the 57? You can fucking keep it.
You know what? Here's 3 cents. Now it's to 60. Easier math.
I'll pay it off every month. Like I send you a quarter every fucking month.
Yeah.
But it's just I don't know. I think again the 82-year-old meets the new age of music and industry meets independent artists, like, and the apparent lack that you don't need labels anymore. I'm like going, and I don't believe that because I'm marrying someone that's a label artist and a management, and I'm not, and some of my friends who are doing good aren't on labels. I'm like, I don't like. There's a lot of propaganda pushed online is you don't need labels anymore to do anything. I'm like going,
You need them for some things.
Right,
You need
right.
You need them for a lot of fucking things.
Distro, not so much anymore, but essentially, they have the connections as far as the publicist.
Yes, relationships
Right.
alone.
Oh, yeah.
Relationships, yeah. So, I mean, even if you were to get, a loan from a bank or whatever for the same amount that, a record company would, advance you for whatever reason, you still don't have all of those cons.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. That's the part. Again, it's the ignorant musician coming out and
Right.
where I'll be like, oh, I'm never signing contracts. Fuck labels. I do it all myself. And I'm like, all right, well, I probably should start
Hard
signing
to do
contracts.
it all yourself.
Right.
I tried, I did all right.
Yeah.
Honest to
Yeah.
God, the last year was the first time I made substantial money with music, and I won't lie, I never played one show.
Yeah.
And all I did was work online and write music, and I still have yet to play an actual show because I'm weighing it up, going, there's more money. Like it's not. I can feed the creative by doing it this way. Whereas if I hop on a van and do a terrible fucking tour for 6 weeks,
Right.
I can't do any more creative. So it's like, and
Yeah.
that's where if it is a label or whatever the fuck it is, if there is avenues for relationships, I think the relationships are more important than fucking anything.
Oh, that's the only way
now-
any of us are going to survive.
Yeah, and nowadays, you're better off doing, maybe a live, or a show live and stream it.
Yeah.
yeah, it's
You
crazy.
know?
I have been.
Or a podcast.
Or a podcast. I should do more. I barely, and the thing is, I rarely do them anymore. As well as been busy and doing stuff. It's hard to find super interesting people I want
Right.
to talk to. Well, thanks for coming along. I really appreciate that. I don't know how long
Absolutely.
we've been here, but
Been here for a bit.
Yeah. Just for a minute.
I don't know how to tell the time on Pro Tools. I suck.
Oh, let me see.
Technology
So it's-
sucks.
What do we got?
That's not even an hour.
Oh, it's almost 5.
Sick. What time is your flight tonight?
What? 11:30? Or no, 11:45. So I mean,
Do you drink?
Red
You
eye.
Go to the hotel bar to get your.
no. I mean, I can actually sleep on a plane pretty easy. And the thing is, and I have to take those only because it goes into Chicago and then back into Kalamazoo, Michigan, which is a small, just regional aircraft.
Yeah.
It's one of those. The first time Alexx came to the office in March, I got this text from her. She's like, "This plane is so tiny."
Yeah, it's very tiny.
Yeah. So, but it's one of those too that it's like, yeah, we're gonna be at cruising altitude of 15,000 feet for 10 seconds before we begin our descent.
And you drop
because
again.
yeah, it's like a 25-minute flight because you just hop over Lake Michigan. But because it's a regional thing, there aren't a whole lot of flights back and forth from O'Hare, so it's kind of one of those. I'm like, okay, it used to be, I think. When I first started coming out here, I could take a 6 a.m. flight out of LA. I'd get into Kalamazoo around 2.
Kalamazoo.
Perfect. Kalamazoo.
I love it. It's so cool.
Yeah.
What were you doing out here, by the way?
This time, I was actually out recording an album, and then we had a meeting over at Megami, and then we did some other general GHS kind of stuff. We had a pretty big photo shoot yesterday to go over a lot of our apparel, and then try to turn some more kind of lifestyle shots to put for our online store to kind of dress it up, make it not so archaic.
Yeah.
Modernize it.
Yeah.
Give
Modernize
the
it.
kids something to wear.
21st century. Yeah.
And it's weird the way that's just what we have to do now. Again,
Right,
it's
exactly.
The forever selling the black shirts or whatever. But it's.
Yep.
Well, we've been doing really well with gray this time around.
Oh,
Well, I mean, the problem is,
I'll rock a gray.
Yeah. Well, the issue is that black shirts are great, but the problem is anybody that's not a rock and roll artist, and because GHS makes strings for damn near everything.
Yeah.
Bluegrass artists don't want them.
Yeah.
I can't imagine
gray
why.
is the color of bluegrass.
Gray is a little bit more
Sounds like a song in
universal.
itself.
Yeah.
Gray is the color of bluegrass.
Gray's the color sky and my shirt as I play my banjo on this porch.
Yeah, exactly.
I like it. I'll wear gray. I don't give a
Right.
fuck.
Yeah. So so we find that we have to do that every now and again just to keep a little bit more everybody happy.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's not bad because I mean, if you have a nicely designed shirt, somebody's going to wear it. As long as it
Yeah.
looks cool, that's all that
Yeah,
matters.
just don't get the fucking cheap, shitty Giljan.
Oh,
or
no,
the
no,
fuck
no.
that-
I
Yeah.
drove that point
It
home.
fucking drives me crazy.
Yeah, Alexx has
Yeah.
a really good way of driving points home.
Good.
Even after I say you've made your point, you can move on.
I'm like,
Yeah,
I'm
but
still
one more
driving
time.
it home. One more time.
Until they're made, don't. Yeah, man, it fucking
Yeah.
drives me crazy. That's if that's my advice to any fucking bands or any artists out there. whenever you go to a printing company, look at the cheapest one and then pick the one up from it at least. Like,
At
don't
least.
fucking print on that
Yeah.
garbage. No one will buy it. No one will wear it.
Right.
Do,
They'll
like,
buy
a
it, but they
nice-
won't wear it.
Yeah, or go for like the American Apparel or whatever.
Right.
You know, because
Anything.
if it's soft like this,
Yeah.
I'm gonna wear it every day.
That's my
Kidding?
thing. Like, so that's like I'm good friends with the Blackcraft guys. If you know, I'm
Yeah,
wearing their
yeah.
shirt. Like, drink coffee, hail Shane. Sweet. But their shit's awesome.
Right.
So
Oh, yeah.
Didn't they just they're in Hot Topic now, right?
Oh yeah. That was so cool. We were out on tour last year, and we were in Kansas on a day off or whatever, and we just walked into a Hot Topic, and like I know those guys now. They're friends. They're fucking super cool. They're the fucking nicest guys in the world. Walking into a store and just sending a picture, and those guys like respond and go, "Oh my god, this is so cool!" Like you guys have made your money.
Right.
You're still excited about this.
That's
it's so
awesome.
fucking
Yeah.
cool. But
I did that actually with I usually go working out at lunch because it breaks up my day.
Yeah.
At Planet Fitness over there, and you know how they've always got the screen where they're actually showing videos.
Yeah.
They actually had the Pretty Reckless up on it.
Oh, yeah,
And my
yeah.
buddy's Mark Damon, the bass player from it.
Sick. It's a
Super
good
awesome
band.
guy. Yeah. So I like him showing a video like this, and then I sent it over to him. Was like, dude, what's going on with this? He's like, oh yeah, didn't I tell you that? I'm like,
we're in Planet Fitness.
yeah,
That's awesome.
That's so good.
yeah.
I don't want to keep you too long, but I do want to ask you this.
Oh,
Greatest wrestler of all time.
Ultimate Warrior.
Really?
Yeah, dude. What? Yes, that was the guy, man.
Answer.
How did? No, I mean
right.
that was the one like when I was growing up that I really latched onto. Like he was just the coolest, like the face painting and all the crazy shenanigans and stuff, and you know the big feud with Rick Rude.
It was
and
super
stuff.
sad. It was like 2 years ago, the Hall of Fame induction.
Yeah,
and then
his
the next
Hall of
day,
Fame, then like he just
drops
died
dead.
right after. Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck? That was super sad. I'm
Yeah.
going to give you mine because you didn't,
well,
you didn't
yeah,
ask
yeah.
what I'm going to say. The Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels.
That's
All
a solid
day,
choice
every day.
too. I mean,
All day, every
you know,
day.
back there was a golden age of wrestling.
What
right
was
there.
what was your favorite age of it though? I know this is like a weird off the top.
I mean,
know,
that
but you
was
mentioned
it. I mean, that was when I grew up, when you know wrestling was always on like 12:30 on Saturdays. You know, right after all the cartoons.
Yeah.
Which is funny because all the cool cartoons started. Then you got the
In the
cartoons.
morning?
Yeah.
Oh,
All the cool cartoons started. Then right about 11, you started to get the stuff that you're like, I'm not sure I really like this cartoon.
was it WWF or something
That's
else?
when it was still WWF.
Okay,
yeah. Yeah. And then later on, like in college, I watched it when it was WWE with some people. And I mean, I was also always a huge fan of The Undertaker in,
Oh,
in
well,
whatever
you
incarnation he
kind of
was
have
in.
to be American Badass. Still
Yeah.
cool to me.
Oh
I
yeah.
don't give a
Well,
fuck.
I was at the Ford Field WrestleMania in Detroit when he finally came back as the actual Undertaker, and it's so sweet. I mean, the only thing that I always let down about when you see the live wrestling shows
Yeah.
is that you don't get the color commentary.
Yeah.
You know, and I didn't realize that until like the first time my buddy's like, "Hey, do you want to go see Raw? It's coming into, it's coming here." I'm like, "Sweet, yeah, let's do it." Then you're sitting there like,
There's no.
Where's the talking?
Yeah.
I mean, that's what sells
like the best
this
part
stuff,
of it.
right?
Yeah.
Jim Ross whenever he was doing his thing, like so.
Yeah. It's a slobber knocker.
Yeah. Random phrase that makes no sense. Hey,
Oh my god!
No, it's the best. I just it was such a massive part of my youth.
Right.
And
Oh yeah.
the worst thing about it was so hard to see, and I always remember it was Monday Night Raw was aired on a Friday night at like 10 p.m.
Oh geez.
But you also had to have specific channels you paid for.
Yeah.
And every like Friday night we'd go visit my aunt who had the fucking channel. And I would beg to like my mother at the time. She'd be like, "Okay, we're going to leave now in 10 minutes." Like it's 9
No,
p.m. Like,
no.
let's hang out longer. Let's hang out. And I this is the first time like I saw Papa Shango and all
Oh,
these guys.
nice.
And I vividly remember it, and I became obsessed. And then a little bit older,
Yeah.
I persuaded my mom, my poor working mom, like, "Hey, can you pay for the channel so we can watch it?"
Right.
And that was it. That was done. That
Yeah.
was it. Like it was like. It just obsessed, like it was something to be into. It was just like it was a different world. It was fantastical and wonderful and romantic and violent, and it
Right,
was just
right.
It was brilliant. And like, it's not real. Shut your fucking mouth. It's real. Like so.
Well, I had a buddy of mine in college was always a huge independent wrestling fan, and he ended up starting doing the independent wrestling circuit. And he got Kalamazoo is about 2 hours away from Canada. You got to go through Detroit. But what he ended up doing for college was he got this contract to announce at this Canadian wrestling league in Windsor, which is just across the border from Detroit. And so what part of his job entailed picking up the talent at the Detroit airport and driving them into Canada. So he ended up picking up like Superfly Snuka, the Iron Sheik, Brutus the Barber Beefcake, like all the like the classic guys, driving them to Canada and back to the airport when they were done. You know, and it was one of those first things too that gave me a kind of a glimpse of, you know, breaking that whole romantic jest thing.
The kayfabe, brother.
You know, because and it's the same thing, and that's probably why it helped me so much in the music industry too, is, you know, at the end of the day, they're all just people like us.
Yeah. It's normal.
And the thing is too, is some of those guys are just, I mean, they're assholes. You know, he's got some stories of some wrestlers that, you know, broke his heart because these are guys he looked up to that when he was a kid, and they were just the most horrible of people. Yeah. You know, off camera. And it's just like,
you don't want, I don't want that to happen either. Like that, I'd be terrified to meet like fucking Shawn Michaels or something like that. Right. He's that complete fucker.
Yeah, because that's one of those things that, you know, he'd been burned so many times by some of that stuff that I'm like, well, you know, would you ever want to meet Hulk Hogan? He's like, no, because I still have such a high thing. He's like, I don't want to even mess with that happening.
Yeah, I don't want to. That was my thing about, because when I first moved here, like I'd bump into famous musicians all the time.
Right.
And I was like, I don't know if I like this or not. Like, cause what about if they're dicks? Like,
exactly.
Or like my favorite, like of all people, like one of my favorite band of all time is Ugly Kid Joe.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
I've like either written with members of that band, or I've been in bands with people that have been involved with that. The singer, to me, Whitfield Crane, the greatest singer of all time in the history of rock and roll. I don't give a fuck. I've never met him. He lives like around here somewhere. Like, I don't care. But I've met like people that are involved with him, or I've worked with people that have. But I don't think I ever want to meet him.
Right.
Because I'm like, what about if the guy is an asshole, or he's having an off day, or he didn't get his coffee or something like that? Because I know I can be kind of cunty if I don't have a coffee.
Not me. I'm very nice every single day.
You seem really nice. But it's the same. It's the same with wrestlers or any. The only time I never get what do you call it? Like excited, like when I meet like musicians, or it's not because I'm a dick. Like it's just like, oh, you're just a guy. Right. I'm a musician as well. You're just you're better at it, obviously, but whatever. Whatever. But I met a UFC fighter in a coffee shop in Vegas once, and I went full fangirl. And I went, nice. I was the guy in the corner, standing there for about 5 minutes, kind of looking over to like, will I go over and ask him? Like, now I realize that once a person starts to act that way around you, because I'm not famous or anyway super famous, but it happens to me. And you can see the fucking people for 5 minutes before, like, kind of, where we go? Because you like, just get over here and take the goddamn picture.
Just come over and say hi. Yeah. It's okay.
That was the one time I did it with that UFC fight. Nick Diaz is his name. Yeah. And I was just like, dude, this is so fucking cool. Can I get a picture? Can we do the fist thing? Right. You'd kill me. This is awesome. And then I meet like super famous rock stars, and I'm like, hey, what's up, dude?
Yeah, I know.
It's like, damn it, I want to be excited, but I have all your albums on the wall. Oh, okay.
I think that was like when you were introducing me to Norwood Fisher at NAMM this year. I walked up, and I've been a huge Fishbone fan since high school, and I was getting the college radio station. So, yeah, when she starts being like, hey, John, this is... I looked over, I was like, I know exactly who you are.
Yeah. It happened to me with Mike Inez from Alice in Chains.
Oh, right on, yeah.
But only because, you know, at 6 o'clock, they said, everybody get the fuck out of the convention.
Oh, man, they're bad about that, too.
So they're herding cattle, and I'm like this close away from Mike Inez's big, black, fluffy hair. Yeah. And I was like, God damn it, Alice in Chains. Like, it's my, like, again, up there, it's my second favorite, if I have to put it in order.
Yeah.
It's just obsessed with Alice in Chains when I was younger. But it's Mike Inez, and he's a little bit shorter than me, and he's like
tiny.
He's the nicest guy in the world.
Yeah.
He's like, we're stuck nuts to butts. I'm like going, excuse me, Mike, Mr. Inez, just can I get? He goes, dude, of course, come on, man, let's take this fucking pic. I'm like going, holy. He goes, where are you from? He goes, Ireland. Oh my God, I fucking love him. I'm going, you're the nicest person in the entire world. Right. I am so happy I took this opportunity.
Right.
Yeah. And that's like exactly how I feel when, again, I'm not a Mike Inez. I am not Ultimate Warrior. I'm not. But when people, or if people want to like take a picture with me or have a hand, I honest to God do my best to be like, you know what, fuck that. You're brave enough to even come over to me. So I'm going to be super nice to you, especially if they're like small kids or parents with kids. Yeah. So I'm like going, fuck off, kid. No, like honestly, I benefit from it as well in a sense that it actually makes me feel fucking good. Right. I'm like, oh shit, I just made you feel happy. That's so
Right.
weird. I don't even fucking know you. I
Yeah.
made you feel happy. That's awesome. Like I love it. It just,
Right.
I don't know. Like that's like again the it begs the question like is fame a good thing or a bad thing? And I'm like, it can be good. Like,
Yeah,
it's
I
all
mean-
according to the person, I guess, as well.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, it all depends just on how
it's
you
weird.
use it.
most famous person, musician, whoever you've ever met.
Shit. I mean,
Most famous person.
Ben Shepherd and Kim Thale from Soundgarden.
Whoa,
Hung out with them backstage before the last Soundgarden
that
concert.
is the saddest thing I've ever heard.
I know.
I saw Temple of the Dog in the Forum in LA,
Yeah.
and it was the very, 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 very first time I went to a show, and I knew every single song
Yeah.
by an artist. Like you go to a show with bands and I know most of it or something. No, I knew
Right.
every single, and I sang, and then I annoyed everyone around me.
Right.
Every word of every single song, and it was like this religious experience. I was like,
Yeah.
I don't know what to do with myself now. And
Yeah.
I drove home so fucking happy, and I was like, it's just music.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that was the that was actually I got there because Mark Damon at the Pretty Reckless, they were opening for it. So Mark and I were geeking out at the bar beforehand. I was like, "Dude, you're playing with Soundgarden." He's like, "I played for Soundgarden," and we're both just
Yeah.
like geeking out like that. And so I'm watching everything backstage just because Kim's tech was the guy, the point man for Soundgarden to get all the strings. So I delivered some stuff, went backstage, and gave me a nice little tour.
Wow.
Then he's like, "Yeah, do you want any tickets to actually, sit out in the audience?" I was like, "If it's all cool with you, I'd rather just stand back here by the tech booth."
That'd
He's
be
like,
awesome.
he's like, "Dude, it's not going to be, it's it's not really mixed for that." I'm like, "That's not
No,
the
that's
point.
not the point. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
me as well. Like
Nothing gets like, that opening thing and just getting like somebody just threw a ham at your chest because the wall of sound is just there."
Yeah, there's
But-
a thing. People like, oh, I want to stand side stage or backstage. I'm like, it doesn't sound good, right?
It sounds awful.
It sounds like
Yeah.
garbage. But my attitude is the same. I want to feel.
right.
I just want to feel the energy off
Right,
them. Like
right.
I want to.
Yeah, I did that again like a month or two back when I was backstage with Ministry.
Oh, that's wow.
The same thing. That was, and that again, and that's with when Al put together like this like super awesome team of like all-star people.
Yeah, Roy
For-
Mayorga is the drummer. Was the drummer, I think, for
Yeah,
a while.
and then
like-
And now my friend Derek's
yeah.
playing for them.
Yep. That was actually the first thing. As soon as we walked into the dressing room, I looked over and I was like, "I know you." He's like, "How?" I was like, "At the Fox." He's like, "Oh no."
Yeah,
But
the
yeah,
Foxfire Room.
yeah, Caesar, their guitarist, is one of our artists, and I always find it funny when I meet these guys in person, as opposed to like when we're doing emails and stuff back and
Yeah.
forth, because you've always still got just something of okay, this and then when I met Caesar, he's like, "Hey man, how's it going?" Very
What's up?
soft spoken, that kind of thing. I was like, "How you doing?" And I'm like, this dude is like the most
I'm
super
cool.
chill guy in the world.
yeah.
But yeah, he took me and my buddy backstage and everything, and he's like, "Where do you want to hang out?" And I was like, "Dude, I'm gonna start just back here on the side stage." He's like, "Cool with me." He's like, "I will see you because I have to be on the other side." I'm like, "That's cool." And then walks up to me is Al.
That's cool.
And he's like, "How's
I've
it
never met
going?"
him.
I'm like, "Cool, man. How's everything?" He's like, "Cool." Then he's like, "You see that?" He's like, "You see that video screen?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Watch that. We put a whole lot more time into making that video than we did our rehearsals."
I just stand there.
I'm
So-
like, "Rad."
dude, this
So-
fucking I don't know, because again, I get to do it as well. So
Right.
it's like that's why I like being. I like being on the side of the stage, just as I literally want to suck all the energy.
Oh,
off.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Just like fill me with your creative
I
juices.
like watching the
Right.
techs do their thing.
Yeah, because I did that as well. Like I don't envy it. I did Warped Tour last year as a tech for Ashley's band. Like so, just like fuck it, I'll go out for the summer, have fun. It was not fun.
No, it's a lot of work.
140 degrees and
Oh,
fucking
man.
like dying, and I was like, but now it gave me a whole other perspective of like I got on better with most of the crew guys than I did with the bands, because
That's how it always goes.
it's weird. Like, and it's just like I have this like, it's so fucking weird. Like that, like we don't see that. You're not meant to see the fucking crew anyway. You're not meant to
Right.
see the behind the scenes. You're meant to show up and there's this wonderful canopy of ramps and backdrops and look at all this. It just magically appeared. It didn't fucking magically appear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like all these awesome dudes that just create all this stuff, and I get on better with more rough people, I guess, like
I was gonna say salty.
kind of salty, kind of
Yeah.
cunty. I like to say, like
Oh, that works too.
I get on better with cunty people. I
Yeah.
kind of like, hey, fuckface, you're an idiot. Get the fuck out of my way.
Yeah, yeah.
Why? What did I do? Nothing. I'm just trying to get by it. That's all.
Yeah, right.
Excuse me, sir. May I? Fuck off.
Right.
No.
Right.
And that's what the whole backstage was for that. It was like a bunch of sweaty dudes not wearing t-shirts because it's 400 degrees.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Screaming at each other. And then at the end of the day, we're like, good job, Jimmy. See you tomorrow. I'm like,
Right.
I lived for that. That whole day, I just lived for that. Good job, Jimmy.
Yeah.
See you tomorrow, dude. Good job. I'm like going, fuck yeah, this is the shit. And I loved that. That's what I like.
Right.
And then, again, the band guys, they were just like, and I'm not being a dick and saying this, they're just like the little bitches that are in
Right.
the way
Yeah.
of us setting shit up. I'm like, oh, yeah, you go do your fucking fancy job. We'll be over here doing the fucking man work.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, go be a rock star. Yeah, whatever. Fuck out of my way. Move your ramp. Let's do it. It
Yeah.
was just like, it gave me a better understanding and a better perspective of like, you know what, I like this. I love these people. Like, they're the
Right.
people I get on with, and they're the people that make it all fucking happen as well.
Yep.
Like, it's just like, I don't know. I feel like musicians are a little bit too sensitive for me sometimes.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
hey, you suck. I'm like, don't say that. I was
Oh,
like,
maybe
"Your-
I do.
Right.
Your ramp is too big. No, it's not. Okay, maybe it is.
It's the
Okay.
Yeah.
tone. It's the tone.
Yeah, or it's the kind of the something happens on the stage and they just fillet it around. It's like, it's obviously not me. Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Like, no, it is you. You didn't plug something in right, or you just didn't learn the fucking song. Like, so I
Right.
just don't be giving me this shit. Like, so I
Right.
just, I'm 82 years old. I'm sorry.
Right.
I apologize to the world. Anyway, right. Is there anything you want to promote? Anything you want to say?
Anything
you want to let
we
the
wanna
world know?
promote?
A philosophy, flat Earth, sweet baby Jesus,
my
aliens,
gosh.
whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, aliens! You like aliens?
I'm open minded.
Okay. Well, I mean, like I'm more into the Alien universe, like the Alien franchise.
And that's being polite about it.
Did you,
Yes.
Have you watched Interstellar?
yes,
What did you think? I don't know. I get mixed reviews on it.
it was all right. It was all right.
It made me cry. I'm
yeah.
not gonna lie. Oh dear. It's the
Uh-oh.
movie. What? It's not called Signs. It's the one where the alien spaceships are super long and they just float there, and then they discover a new language through ink blots. What the fuck is that
with,
called?
What's her name?
The chick.
The redhead.
Yes.
Amy Adams.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, Arrival.
Yes.
Yeah, I liked Arrival.
Why did that make me cry? I cry a lot, apparently.
I mean, it seems like good movies to cry at. Like the last one I cried at was at the end of Coco, and like it was.
Fuck is that?
Oh, Coco's the
It's the animated one.
the Dia de los Muertos.
Yeah, that
Oh.
one. It was like straight on ugly cry for the last 5 minutes.
Oh wow.
I was like, I'm glad I watched.
It's on Netflix.
I'm glad I
have to
watched
check
it by
out.
watch
by
it.
myself, so I could pause and be like,
Take a cold shower.
Yeah, exactly.
The last movie we watched and it ruined my week. It's Hereditary. So
I want
we,
to see that.
no.
So
Okay,
it's
so
not good.
no. Let me just lay out my day. So like we had a day off. I was like, I'm going to spend it with my missus. We're going to go to the beach, and she gave me my wedding ring. And I was like, oh, we're going to get dinner, and it's going to be fucking sick. And then we're going to end the night with a movie, like couples
Right.
do. We're like, oh, this was a wonderful day. I love you too. We go see Hereditary. No, I don't get scared by scary movies. Like I like. As much as anyone else that says, oh, I like it. You know, when you jump, you go, oh my God, oh, that was hilarious. It rarely happens, so I'm like, fuck. And I never really get psyched out by him. I usually
Right.
forget about the movie the second it's over. So we went to see this movie, but I have two rules that I can't handle. Like, I'm emotionally distraught and shattered if a child dies or if a dog dies.
okay.
So if that happens in anything, I'm like, I'm fucking dead. Or if I know what happens in a movie, I'll skip forward.
Right.
Yeah, sure.
I just don't. I don't feel it's good for my brain. You know, I don't feel it. Anyway, without giving too much away,
Both of those happen.
both of those fucking things happen
Aw, man.
in the first half of the fucking movie, and I'm like, oh no,
Yeah.
oh, this is not good. I'm not in a healthy place right now. So we went from like cute, cuddly movie date
Right.
to
Oh,
me
right.
kind of curling up, like kind of like, and I couldn't.
You're like, I need an adult.
Yeah.
I need an adult.
I had my hand on my face like this the whole time, looking through my fingers. I was like, this is not good. Like, and then the whole movie, I'm not going to give it away.
Right.
Like, go see it. I guess it's a good movie. I'll never watch it again.
Right,
Because it
right.
fucked me up so bad. And then there's all these, like, what was the movie about? So it was one of those, there's no, there's no conclusion. There's no,
Okay.
obvious meaning behind anything that happens. You have to
hate
kind
when that
of.
happens. Like Mother was like that. Now, like,
didn't watch
what did
that
I
one.
just fucking watch? It's the one with Darren Aronofsky directed it.
It's like same with was it No Country for Old Men?
That was a
Same thing.
I
It
didn't
just
enjoy
kinda,
that.
It's just the end. You're like,
I'm just like, I
That's
just
it?
feel
But-
unsettled. It's
right.
just like,
Yeah, that one just annoyed me. That I was like,
Yeah.
that was pointless. Like
Yeah.
Right.
nothing. I learned nothing from this movie. Hereditary, I guess. I don't want to say I learned anything, but it fucked me up so bad that we came outside here and we sat out on our balcony. Is that what it's called?
Yep.
And we just sat there for like a half hour, an hour talking about life. I'm like, this is meant to be like a nice romantic
Yeah. Right.
date day, and we're outside comprehending why we're even fucking here. Is there a point
Yeah.
to this? I'm like, and I don't know if that was the point of the movie either. And then the next morning I got up and I downloaded 2 different podcasts, one from the UK and one from America, about what they thought the movie was about. And like it was very, I said it like a little bit into it, it's very Shining, and The Shining is
Okay.
like
Oh,
one of
yeah,
my favorites,
Right.
because it's just a fantastic fucking movie.
Oh, yeah.
It's brilliant. It was very Shining-esque, a modern kind of spin on it, but it just fucked me up so bad that I was like, I'm upset. I
Right.
woke up the next day, I was like,
I hate
I'm
movies
upset.
like that.
Right.
I don't
It's like,
need
I
this
want to be
shit.
entertained. I don't want to be,
Yeah, I don't know. Give me an emotion. Oh my god,
Yeah.
I'm scared. Well, it's not real, and I always do
Right.
that. Well, it's not real.
Yeah.
So who cares? Like, but and I remember when I watched the only movie that did it. It was like 10, 15 years ago. The Ted Bundy movie.
Oh, yeah.
Because I didn't know about this. I'm from fucking
Right.
Ireland, so we rented a movie one night, The True Story of Ted Bundy, and it's the movie of exactly how it all went down.
Right.
And
Right.
I was so into it by the end that I just wanted this fucker to die so
Yeah.
bad. It provoked such a violent
Yeah.
reaction to me. I was like,
Yeah.
I don't fucking like this either. This
Yeah.
is horrible. And
Right,
like 10,
right.
15 years later, I don't like this feeling.
You know-
I'm
Yeah.
gonna watch Beauty and the Beast again.
I
or
know,
something.
I
love the
know.
movie.
Yeah,
I know,
I have
it's
a cup
great.
right
I
there.
was
You
going to
see
say,
it?
yeah,
Yeah.
I saw that before. But anytime I watch anything from Eli Roth, like that guy must have had like the most horrifying childhood ever or whatever. But he does all of those movies that are like total gore porn, like Hostel and everything. And I
Yeah.
always feel so unsettled after I watch it. Like there was
Yeah.
another one he did called The Green Inferno, where they're like, it's cannibals and they're eating the guy's face, and I'm just like, oh my god,
Why is this
stop.
happening?
Why?
Right. Right.
What? Why do you have to do that?
There was a weird because I said it and then I was like, shit, I have to Google this to make sure it's true. I was 100% correct. So Marlon Brando in Apocalypse Now. Right. So shit happens in movies. People die, get their heads chopped off, all that shit. In Apocalypse Now, it was 68 or 78, whatever year it was.
I think 68,
It could have been 60.
maybe.
I don't remember.
For the sake of argument, let's say it was
All right,
68.
yeah.
So the year later, in 69, a law was brought in that you can't harm living creatures in movies. Like no animals were harmed.
Right.
in the movie.
Yeah,
Right,
right.
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 That was the law was brought in the next year. Like so I was like, oh, weird. So during the making of Apocalypse Now, there's a scene in it, and it's like this big yak, like big fucking thing, and then this native guy with a machete. And it's alive. It's a live
Right.
yak, whatever it is, like a big fucking giant cow thing, and they're fucking hacking its head off, and
Wow.
until the head falls off. And I was like, whoa, it's real.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
a
good
fucking live
God.
animal, and they recorded it like for the sake of the movie, like hacking the fucking head off this
Oh,
live.
that's awful.
And I remember, and it's literally the only part of the movie I can still remember. I'm like going, that's fucked. Because as soon as I found out it was real, I went back and looked at it again. And I was like,
Right.
that's fucking real. And then they weren't allowed to do that anymore. But
Yeah,
shit like
as
that.
you shouldn't. That's
Yeah.
terrible.
Yeah,
oh my
it,
god.
it was just fucking terrible. And like, I
Yeah.
eat meat. I fucking love meat. I'm pro
Right.
hunting. I'm pro
Yeah.
all this shit. Like, so not factory farming, any of that shit, but like that kind of stuff, like killing fucking dogs, if whether it's real or fake, fucks me
Yeah.
up so bad. Killing
Yeah, yeah.
kids in movies, don't like it.
Yeah.
Fucks me up real bad. What a weird way to end this horrible
Yeah.
podcast.
There you go. Well, I mean,
And
you said it was going
ladies
to take a
and
couple
gentlemen,
of twists and turns.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
there we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, sorry, I don't want to keep you here all day. GHS strings, where do we get them? How do we get them?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, as silly as this sounds, ask for them by name. Because GHS strings, even though we do have an online store that we can sell direct to customers, we usually sell to dealers, and dealers, at the same point, they need our support because
I like that.
mom and pop stores are
how it worked.
are fighting tooth and nail to remain viable in this thing. With giants like Guitar Center coming around, and then the internet trying to just take everything over.
Yeah.
And so it's support your local mom and pop store. I don't care if you're going to spend an extra couple of bucks on something to get it there. If you don't do it there because you're like, oh yeah, I'm going to buy it on Amazon and get it with free 2-day shipping, you can't complain when these smaller shops close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was my thing. I worked in that store for a good 15 years ish.
Right.
And the deterioration over that 15, like when it was like the place to be.
Yeah.
Jesus, man, the community it created for me was insane. Like, so I wouldn't be here without working in a fucking guitar store. That was awesome and amazing. And then once I left Ireland, the economy is crashing and all that shit.
Yeah.
A lot of stores closed. That store is still fucking there, fighting tooth and nail, but it's still there. Like, I always tell, like, that's why I say it so much. And like people, Americans and stuff, have gone in because I've told them to, or like, and they take pictures with the owners and stuff, and it's just like, it's still fucking there. Please keep going. Please support these fucking tiny stores. Like, they're I actually still to this day don't know if there's one around here. Like, because I know the Guitar Center's down the street. It kind of fucking sucks. I feel bad about that, but I was going. I'd always physically go and buy strings at a store until GHS started sending them to me.
Right.
But maybe I'll send out a few packets to a few people on the competition or something. I don't know. I'll figure it out. But like, again, thank you so much.
Absolutely,
for
man.
Fucking hooking me up. And next time, I don't even know if we talked about strings enough, but whatever.
Right.
Hey, that's cool.
Next time you're here, we'll do it again, and we probably won't talk about it as well. So.
Right, exactly. We'll sit there. We're like, weren't we supposed to? Damn.
Dogs and children dying.
Dogs and children dying.
And very profound. Like, what's the meaning of life? Like some
Right.
suicide after this. So don't drink the coffee. Oh no.
Right. Oh, too late.
Yeah. Well, it was a good run.
Yeah.
Social medias, shout them out, and I'll link them as well.
I mean, it's GHS Strings. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. What else we got?
That
are the main ones.
Those are the main ones, but it's GHS Strings across all social media platforms.
Hashtag GHS Strings. Hashtag GHS Artist.
Yep. GHS Artist.
All right.
Hashtag Play with the Best.
Oh shit! There you go. That wouldn't be me, but okay. But I'm one of them. I'm included in the best. So, and I'm assuming NAM and all that stuff. You'll be there.
Oh, we will
Always
be there.
year.
You'll be back before that, right?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. Well, we'll just do it again.
Yeah, it's one of those. Always trying to figure out that kind of thing.
Okay.
And it's funny because every time I leave, I always tell Alex, I'm like, I don't know when I'm going to see you again, and she's like, Are you kidding? It's going to be a couple of months.
Yeah.
Settle down.
No, and if all goes right, and if there's whatever, like, I'd love to be there to help you guys out and fucking hang out and
that'd be cool.
Get the big core. No, I think trigger core nickel rockers.
The trigger core nickel rockers. I like how that sounds.
For all you not so good but need the best tools. So that's me. I don't care. And I am reiterating what I said. It isn't because you guys gave them to me. Like, strings don't fucking particularly cost that much. No offense to string companies.
No, it's true.
But the fact is, you sent me like 10 different ones to try, and I was like, I put them on, took them off, put them on, took them off, broke a few by accident. Whoops. And then I put those on. I was like, that's what I want. So anyone into that kind of music, or my kind of music, or detune music, or whatever. It's a 56 on it. Yeah,
the
it's
11.5 to 56.
The 11.5 is weird. I'm like, why is it 11.5? I don't know.
Because 12's too much.
Okay,
11's too little.
Yeah, I guess it's almost Spinal Tap, but more.
Right, but I mean, we'll wrap this up quick, but I mean, like you were saying with that, so many other companies, if you get an endorsement with them, they're like, all right, you're going to play these strings. These are what you have to offer. And Alex and I are really good at being like, look, you can play boomers if you want. That's fine. Yeah. Everyone knows what that is, but we have this other line. So if you're curious, we'd love to make sure that we get you exactly what you want.
No, they're again, I guess, like, I don't know what, like, if it's like younger generations of music. I don't think the older guys will use them, I guess, because they're too fucking dense and heavy.
Fun fact, Santana helped design those.
Good job, Carlos. Good job. Fuck. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Does he use heavy strings?
Well, I don't think he uses that particular gauge, but the big core nickel rockers actually used to be the Santana sets.
Okay.
So.
Well, they work for me. So, as I said, GHS strings, buy them, get them anywhere, or in your local store, preferably.
Yeah, preferably local store.
Thanks, John.
Hey, thanks you, Alex. Jimmy. This was fun.
Let's talk about wrestling for like 2 hours next time instead. Yeah! No, seriously, next time you're back, please come by again. And
we'll do.
Yeah, let's drink more coffee now. To everyone else, go do something productive with your day. Peace out. See you later. Whatever. This is the Triggerman Podcast. Peace. We did it.
Yay!
We're gonna do it.
We're gonna...